Under the nightfall of the city surrounded by neon lights, Qihang dragged his tired body out of the company building. At the age of 28, he is still an ordinary office worker. He beats the ground, knocks on the keyboard, and deals with the boss, Manager Wang, whom he always loves to pick on. The salary was just a dependent, and my girlfriend dumped him last year because she had no future. My mother at home always said, "Hang, bear it, life will always be better." He smiled bitterly, touched the bus card in his pocket, and thought, when will this day be ahead? I worked overtime to 9 o'clock tonight, and I went home to give my mother a hot meal. The streets were crowded, the roasted smoke mixed with the cart, and the air was filled with the aroma of oil. He walked down, his brain still chanting the afternoon meeting. Manager Wang laughed at him with the faces of the entire office. "Qihang, your proposal is simply a sausage. Cultivating immortals? Haha, it's the 21st century now, don't be a daydream." The colleagues burst into laughter, and he could only apologize with his head down, and his heart felt as inferior as if he was being stabbed. "Why are you always the guy who is trampled on the bottom of your feet?" Suddenly, a sharp warning sound tore the night sky. As we sailed, the crowd fled like a tide on the tide of the street. Far away, a monster with a calf-shaped shape was drawn out from the sewer. The fur was as dark as ink, the eyes were red as blood, and the claws were sparking on the concrete floor. It opened its bloody mouth, and its roar made the glass window buzz. Passers-by around screamed and retreated. Someone was knocked down and the monster rushed over. "Demon! Run!" A mother cried along the way, and Qihang's heart suddenly sank. Isn't this urban news in the news? It is said that the monsters hidden in the darkness of the city will occasionally invade, but they have never been so close. He flashed his mother's face in his brain. She was buying vegetables near her home tonight, and the monster rushed there. Qihang gritted his teeth and pushed the crowd forward. "Mom, don't let it hurt people." The monster knocked down a young mother. Her baby car flipped over and the child cried loudly. The Qian rushed forward and picked up the iron stick on the road. The brain was blank, and I just wanted to delay time. "Roll open, you beast!" he yelled, and the stick hit the monster's shoulder, as if it was hit on an iron plate, which made his tiger's mouth numb. The monster turned his head, staring at him with red eyes. His face was swollen, and his legs were soft, thinking, "It's over, I really need to explain it this time." At this moment, a cold sound echoed in the brain. System activated. The host starts its navigation and detects interference in the laws of heaven. Reverse rule mode activation, modern urban repair system online. Qihang was stunned, thinking that he had heard it. A translucent panel appears in the field, with blue light flashes, like the HUD interface in a science fiction movie. Host status, mortal. Unlocking with golden fingers. There is no cultivation in contemporary cities, no taboos on the way of heaven. Automatically understand the basic skills of urban aura. Injected into the spirit. A warm current surges from the dantian, like a trickle of fine water that transforms into a river, instantly filling the limbs and bones. I feel my body swelling lightly, and there seems to be invisible energy in the air rushing into my pores. His eyes lit up, and the system prompted, "Breakthrough is successful. Enter the training level. Scan the surrounding threats." The small monster shadow wolf, weakness, soft ribs on the abdomen, fearing the igneous spirit. It is recommended to kill it once. "Is this true?" Qihang murmured, his heart turbulent. Since he was a child, he had fantasized about cultivating immortals and was always mocked. Now, this golden finger made him beat the way of heaven and repair his body in a city full of high-rise buildings? Without time to think about it, the monster has arrived. He took a deep breath, recited the technique silently, and a group of hidden firelight condensed from the palm of his hand. Spirit output, flame palm. Room. Qihang slapped out with a palm, and the flame shot into the shadow wolf's abdomen like an arrow. The monster howled, its fur charred, and it flipped over the flower bank on the road, and smoked everywhere. The surrounding eyebrow was stunned, and someone rubbed his eyes. "What is that? Superman?" The young mother picked up the child and her eyes were swaying. "Thank you. Brother, you saved us." Qihang gasped and looked at the monster that fell to the ground, his heart beat like a drum. This was his first power to defy the sky. The pleasure was like current rushing across his body, pulling his feet out of the mud of inferiority. The sirens sounded, and the police arrived and blocked the scene. Qihang slipped away in the crowd, and the brain system ding-dong, the mission is completed. Award, Basic Dan Pill Formula X1. Note, be lowly and do things in a dilemma. He touched his chest and felt the world change. That monster was just now, and the news said it was handled by the cultivator. Why did it come in tonight? Where is the family? When I returned home, my mother was standing at the door, her face turned pale. "Hang. Are you okay?" There was a monster on the street just now, and I was almost scared. Qihang hugged her and felt warm in his heart. "Mom, I'm here. Don't be afraid, I will protect you." The mother touched his head. "Your dad left early, so we are dependent on each other for life. You have to fight." Qihang's head, for the first time, I felt that he was not a weak person. The next day, the company was in constant turmoil. Half an hour after the flight was flying, Manager Wang posted in the meeting room, "Qihang, what did you fuck last night?" The news said there were monsters in the city center. You wouldn't be too hot to go and be hot, right? Ha, look at you, you can't even write your proposals well, and you still want to be a hero? The colleagues laughed, and some people agreed, "Yes, Qihang, you can't wake up with your dream of cultivating immortals. In fact, you can't even hold back even when you work overtime." Qihang originally wanted to endure it, but the brain system flashed, "Test the job site crisis. It is recommended to use spiritual power to resolve it and improve self-confidence." He stood up and smiled at the corner of his mouth. "Mr. Wang, isn't it useful to say I'm useless? Then I'll show you the evidence." The whole scene was quiet, and Manager Wang sneered, "Ver. How to prove it? Don't say you really hit the demon last night." The airline is silent, and the fingers are lightly used to light the coffee cup on the table. The cup actually floated up slowly, and it was as hot as a spiral of a spiral, and then it fell firmly in front of Manager Wang. This is a trick." Manager Wang's face turned blue and reached out to grab it, and it was so burning. The colleagues breathed in a deep breath. "Impossible. How did you do it?" Qihang said calmly, "Manager Wang, I have corrected the proposal. You have to read it carefully this time." He posted the document and not only corrected the loophole, but also added innovative points: urban repair simulation from the system's spirit. Manager Wang looked through it and was sweating. He said embarrassedly, "Well, it's not bad, this time it's over." At the end of the meeting, colleagues came up and said, "Qihang, teach us. Did you really save someone last night? It's so awesome." Qihang smiled and said, low-key. His heart was as heavy as a slightest self, and from the past, he felt as if he was burned by flames. Now, he is confident and decided to use this strength to protect his family and the city. At noon, Qihang was smoking under the company building, and Chenhao passed by. This guy is his brother-in-law. He has been together since college and is now working in the next door. Chenhao's eyes lit up. "Brother Hang. You were the ones in the city center last night?" "I saw the video, and the flame palm exploded. The invasion of demons is getting more and more frequent. I heard that the Shizong men is in charge of this matter. Aren't you a cultivator, right?" He patted his shoulder. "Howsy, don't say anything. It's a bit crazy, but you have to act secretly. You have a good news, help me to hear it. How do those sects verify their identities? Also, why do the sects suddenly increase in more monsters?" Chenhao pointed at him like a garlic. "Okay. Brother, I'm going to do it." Hearing that the sect token is a key, and it can prove the blood of cultivating immortals. I have a lineman, saying that the suburbs of the abandoned factory have a thread. I'll accompany you to explore tonight. Start the airline, system panel flash, sub-branch unblock, sect token. He clasped his fists tightly, looked at the urban skyline, and the high building was like a sword stabbing the sky. From now on, this place is no longer a prison, but is fairy cultivation battlefield. Secret cultivation and protect everything. This is his new starting point. Terms, 1287. At the suburbs of the city, the iron-scattered walls are like the old man's nave, and the air is filled with the smell of mold and rotten oil. Qihang and Qinhao stepped on the gravel road, and the footsteps were takaka, and the barking of wild dogs was storming in the wind. Qinhao wiped the sweat from his head and felt a low voice. "Brother Hang, this place is very dense." The person on my side said that the rope of the clan token was hidden in the old warehouse. But I heard that there were no casual cultivators, and it would be irritating if they hit him. When the flight point is started, I feel a little distracted. After returning home last night, he lay on the bed and turned around. The system panel in his brain looked like an uninvited guest, and he kept flashing prompts. During the day at the company, he tried to silently recite the system, and indeed more options emerged: host, exploration mode unlock. The golden finger of the defeat of heaven, combining modern technology and the taboos of cultivating immortals. It is recommended to repair the building at a secret location to avoid supervision. This thing is not only used for martial arts, but also for technology. Qihang clenched his fist and decided to explore the factory tonight, so he went home for a trial. The two people slipped into the warehouse, with machines filled with scallops, dusty as if they were foggy. Qinhao shone with his mobile phone light. "Look, there are marks here, like runes." The launch is approaching, and the system automatically scans. Check the power of retention. For the fragment of the clan token, 3 blocks need to be collected to verify the identity. Information: the city's hidden power is divided into 3 factions. The Qingjing sect is low-coordinated, the scattered cultivators are ambitious, and the demon gangs are waiting for an invasion. He said to Qinhao in a low voice, "Howsy, this is a thread. But the clan token has to come slowly, so don't be anxious first." Those casual cultivators heard it very ruthlessly. Tang Wang is one of them, specializing in the resources. Qinhao's eyes lit up. "Tang Wang? The guy who sold the demon beast inner pills in the black market in the news?" "Brother Hang, where did you get the news?" "Wait, don't you really have an inner line, right?" Qihang smiled. "The system is given. It's strange to say that this golden finger can resist the way of heaven and let me repair my clothes in this steel-cemented in concrete city. After returning home, I have to try the pill. You help me collect materials. Ling Chao can be replaced with the medicine in the supermarket, and the integration of technology to buy an old electric stove and battery." Qinhao patted his chest. "No problem. Brother, I will go to the camp tomorrow." In the urban immortal cultivation circle, I heard that the rules of the way of heaven are so serious that modern things can cause heavenly disasters. But is this system exempted? Awesome. But the invasion of demons is frequent. I checked the news and it has been 3 times this week. We have hidden power, so we have to be careful. The night was dark, and the two of them were empty-handed, only holding up the iron piece engraved with runes. Qihang sent Qinhao onto the scheduled car, and ding, "Don't tell others." Qinhao raised his eyebrows and said, "Don't worry, Brother Hang. Let's play together since we were young. This time we play is really awesome, exciting." When I got home, my mother was already asleep, and I walked into the basement with my light hands. This is an old house. The basement was originally a tool room for my father, and now it is full of messy objects. Air is damp, and it is filled with the breath of soil and old wood. He cleared out the open space, locked it on the door, and the system panel opened. Secret repair mode is activated. The Tiandao monitor reduced the weakening by 80%. Suggestion: integrate technology to create taboo elixirs. Material requirements: iron sheet X1, syrup X3, battery pack X1. Qihang's heartbeat accelerated, and he took out the photos that Qinhao just posted. He had purchased the materials online and arrived tomorrow. At the moment, he tried water with an iron sheet and the old battery at home. Silently recite in the brain, the system guides, inject spiritual power and activate fusion. Warning: if you misunderstand the rules, the success rate will be 70%, and failure will lead to a backlash in a small range. He sat down with his legs and moved to urban flowing style. His energy was as strong as a wire coil, and the current of the battery turned into a blue arc, buzzing. The lights in the basement are light and dark, and the air smells burnt and the air is sweating. Hold on. Bite. Fused successfully. Get, simple technology pill. Function, accelerate the pill, without any taboos in the way of heaven. The elixir is like a small piece of electric floss, with runes engraved on the surface, and it feels as warm as jade when touched. Relax your voice and feel fulfilled in your heart. Since then, he even cooked soaked noodles and was it soaked, but now he has something to do with taboos? This system allowed him to start from immortal and truly embark on the path of immortal cultivation. At noon the next day, the materials arrived. Qihang rushed to the basement and carried a bag. Brother Hang, look. The Lingji tablets were bought from a pharmacy, so they were not used at the top. The battery was electric and had enough power. The two of them were stuck in the narrow space. Qihang poked the elixir curiously. Can this thing really make elixirs? All the cultivators in the city hide it, so you can do it here. I heard that there is Yang Wanting, a female cultivator, who is obsessed with the rules of specializing in the door, so you have to be careful when you meet her. At the head of the flight point, take out the spirit grass. Housie, help me guard the door. First try the low-level gas-gathering pill. He activated the pill, and the spirit was injected, and the medicine rolled in the boiling pot, making a scent sound, and the fragrance was overflowing like cooking porridge. System real-time guidance, temperature control, injection of technology current is stable. 10 minutes later, the boiler opened, and the 3-crystal elixir medicine was rolled out, and the spirit light flashed. The elixir was successful. Gas pill X3. Take one in advance to the midterm exercise. When the Qihang swallowed a piece, the elixir melted immediately in the mouth, and the warm current was like a river rushing, directly rushing to the veins. The bones in the body were crackling, the vision was clear, and the hearing was as if it was opened. I could hear the sound of my mother's TV on the floor clearly. Breakthrough in the realm, midterm practice. The body quality increased by 20%. He stood up, jumped up 2 meters high, and landed without sound. Qihang was stunned. Brother Hang, are you flying? It's so amazing. Can you pick a single monster now, right? Qihang smiled. It's too early. But this feeling is great. The rules of the heavenly Tao say that modern interference in the cultivation will cause disaster, but my golden finger directly broke the rules. From weak to strong, it starts here. I was alone in my heart. I used to be so stressed that I couldn't breathe. Now, this power makes me see hope. Protect your family and enter the world of immortal cultivation. I will not retreat. In the afternoon, the company meeting room was extremely hot. Manager Wang assigned a task, and the proposal of Qihang was taken over, and everyone discussed the issue. The colleague Shaoli, who once loved to bully him the most, came over and said, Qihang, did you go to the demon beast to be hot last night? Be careful not to be a hero, and lose the bowl of rice. Shaoli always laughed at him in the tea room for bag. Now he saw him in danger, his eyes were filled with jealousy. When Qihang was about to reply, the system alarm masterpiece, before the invasion of the little demon beast. The sewer near the company is abnormal, Shadow Rat Group X5. Threat level, low. It is recommended to use gas 10 to strengthen the strength. His heart sank, the sky outside was dark, and there was a slight scratch sound from afar, like a claw squeezing iron. Halfway through the meeting, he stood up and said, Mr. Wang, I'll go out for a while. There's something urgent. Shaoli sneered, are you wearing a mysterious look? Take a walk during work time? I was unreasonable and swallowed the second pill, and the body was violent and the muscles were as tight as steel. He pulled out of the main building and turned into the back alley. The sewer was swiftly moving, and the black shadows with 5 fists burst out, their eyes were green and their sharp teeth were flashing, and they were pedestrians along the road. A scream started and someone fell down. Qihang whispered, looking for death. He blew up the flame palm, wrapped the spirit and swept it out with one palm, and the flames blew like a whip to slap the group of rats in the shadows. The monsters screamed, their fur was burned and turned into a scorched slum and fell. Passers-by looked around. It's coming again. This guy is so bad. Qihang was breathing, feeling his body quality increased greatly, and he kept 3 palms without any fatigue. When he returned to the company, Shaoli was chatting with manager Wang and was sweating all over when he saw him. Qihang, are you going out to have sex? His face is so bad. Qihang wiped his hands and smiled faintly. It resolved the monster crisis in the back alley of the company. Shadow Rat, 5, all. He also scattered the skeletons of monsters. The system automatically collected evidence, and its charred claws were still ignited. The meeting room was blown up, and Manager Wang widened his eyes. Really? Qihang, how did you do it? Shaoli's face turned green, and he rushed to the bar. Impossible. Are you not immortal? Qihang said, the aircraft is broken. Shaoli, you said I was useless before, but what about now? The proposal was over, and the crisis was also over. At the job site, you still speak in a practical way. Colleagues applauded, and someone patted him on the shoulder. Qihang, awesome. Teach us how to defend ourselves. Shaoli lowered his head and walked away awkwardly. Qihang was refreshed, and from being bullied to being on the face, this turn is as refreshing as elixir. He thought, the rules of the law of heaven are strict and modern interference is prohibited, but I insist on integrating and breaking this prison. The road to immortal cultivation begins with a suitable double life working in secret action. In the evening, Iran bought vegetables on the streets with fresh vegetables that my mother loved to eat, and the food was called hot and hot. Suddenly, a crisp female voice echoed from the side, among the fellow, be careful. The wave of spiritual power on your body is too obvious. Being obedient to the rules of the law of heaven is not something you can do. When the flight turned, a woman in white dress stood under the lights. Her hair was like a waterfall and her eyes were as deep as the night. She looked 20 years old, with a vulgar temperament, and was carrying a shopping bag like an ordinary white trouser. Who are you? The air police found that the system scanned, unknown immortal cultivator. Level, early stage of foundation. Invincible. The woman smiled and said, Yang Wanting. You just dealt with the shadow rat near the company, right? It's not wrong, but the breath of the elixir integrates technology. If the way of heaven does not allow it, there will be a backlash. In the hidden power, newcomers like you are easily targeted. Tang Long, the casual cultivator, loves to leak. Qihang's heart was nervous. Thank you for your reminder. But I'm sure. How much do you know about the token of the clan? Yang Wanting shook. Let's go step by step. First, lower your mouth and don't let the heavenly tribulation come to the door. She turned away, her skirt gently in the wind, leaving a faint fragrance of lanhua. Qihang looked at her back, thinking like a shadow. This woman, our allies or try? The secret action of cultivating immortals in the city has just begun. At night, the basement lights were dim and yellow. The Qihang disc sat next to the elixir. Chenhao sent a message, Brother Hang, I will help you explore the black market tomorrow. I heard that Yang Wanting's woman is from the official sect and has special rules. Be careful. Qihang replied, well, thank you. He closed his eyes and worked hard, his spirit flowed, and his brain counted, collect token fragments, avoid Tanglong, and integrate more technology. Double life becomes more exciting. The lights in the basement reflected the scattered tools all over the ground, and Qihang rubbed the sun's hole and stared at the screen of the mobile phone. Yang Wanting's message was short and thunderous, see you at midnight in the back alley of the old Bell building in the city center. Talk about your criminal pill. There are loopholes in the rules of the heavenly Tao, but the casual cultivator has set his sights on you. Wanting. He felt nervous. Last night's renovation made his spirit full, but this secret contact made him a great work of warning. Cultivating immortality in the city is amazing every step. He replied, okay, I'll come. Then he turned off his cell phone and sat down with his legs. The system panel appears, and the blue light moves in the damp air. Host, test Yang Wanning's idea, neutral allies. Suggestions, gain hidden knowledge and improve elixir design. Analyze the loopholes in the rules of the heavenly way. Qihang took a deep breath and silently said, System, scan the rules. The panel opens a virtual network, like the quantum diagram in a science fiction movie. The red line represents taboos and green labels for loopholes. The rules of the way of heaven. Modern technology interferes in cultivating immortals, causing thunder and catastrophe to retaliate. Vulnerability 1. If the alloy material is neutralized by spiritual force, it can be monitored by 30%. Vulnerability 2. Danfu Fu is integrated with AI control, simulates natural temperature, and has a success rate of plus 50%. Recommended blue picture, powerful Dankill version 1.0, requiring pine alloy plate, quantum battery, and spiritual core. Qihang's eyes lit up. This golden finger not only breaks the rules, but also makes loopholes? He never even played Excel before. Now he is like an engineer. He replenishes his brain like an engineer. The outer shell of the dank uses pine alloy to resist lightning, the inside is a quantum battery for power supply, and the spirit crystal is the heart. Cool. But my heart sank. What about the backlash? My mother is still waiting at home for dinner, so he can't have any trouble. Taking a deep breath, he murmured, balanced technology and cultivation of immortals is the king. Pills are not toys, but my key to reverse the wreck. At noon, Qihang carried 2 large bags into the basement, sweating profusely, and was as excited as if he had won a lottery. Brother Hang. The black market information is done. I bored the block of the pine alloy plate from the waste factory. The quantum battery is upgraded by electric vehicles, and the spirit crystal. Hey, I said there are wild low-level spirit stones in the suburbs of the city. Let's dig it tonight. Qihang threw the bag on the ground, and the head was dinged in the middle, and the alloy sheet was flashing cold. He wiped his sweat and drew close to the elixir. This simple version is good, but the powerful version you said is like a science fiction novel. All immortal cultivators in the city use ancient methods. You can combine this technology and be willing to go out. Did Yang Wanning find you? The woman has a deep background. She heard that her sect controls the heavenly Dao supervisor, and she would give you some money. When he opened the spot head, he patted his brother's shoulder. Howsy, I'll pay more attention to you. I've painted the blue picture, look. He used his mobile phone to draw a sketch of the lines, with rough and precise lines, and marked the fusion point. Qihang widened his eyes. Awesome. This alloy is resistant to corrosion, the battery is stable, and the spirit crystal guide. The rules of the way of heaven prohibit modern things, but you are smart with this neutralization method. I will do it tomorrow. But be careful, the casual cultivator Tang Wong is in the black market, saying that if there are new people who violate the rules and regulations, he wants to lose resources. The 2 people divided the work. Qihang injected the spiritual fixed alloy, and Qihang was responsible for welding. He had studied motors and electrical power at university, and he became familiar with the tools as soon as he got started. Brother Hang, this welding gun is as hot as a spirit, haha. Imagine the finished product, and once you boil high-level pills, crushing those old antiques. Qihang chatted while welding, sweat dripping on the iron sheet. Qihang smiled. Don't be polite and be dedicated. The system says that fusion requires training in the later stage of energy, so I have to practice my brain first. At midnight, the alleys in the back of the old Bell building were biting cold, and the fog was like ghosts, and the sound of the clock was lingering everywhere, like the urban whispers. The storm is tight and the body is protected by the spirit, and the steps are soundless. Yang Wanning was waiting there. Under the moonlight, her white dress was as snow, and she was holding a jade slim in her hand. You are here. I feel the wave of your elixir. Being against the way of heaven is very dangerous, but the loopholes do exist. The rules are directed against pure technology, and the spirit can escape from the cover of pure technology. She passed by jade, touched the ice, and the information inside was like a tide to enter the sea of sailing, hidden knowledge. The world of immortal cultivation is divided into 3 parts. The regular sects obey the rules, the scattered cultivators pursue profits, and the Demon Alliance invaded the edge of the city. Tang Wang is a casual cultivator, a mid-stage, and a special newcomer token. Your golden fingers are special, don't show off your vagina. Qihang's heart warmed up, and this woman not only reminded her, but also gave her dry goods. Thank you, wanting. I have a wire rope for the clan token fragment. Tang Wang is staring at me. Yang Wanting pointed her head, her eyes were complicated. He is ambitious and mocked technology as mortals. But if you have a good balance, the elixir can become a weapon. Be careful of the signs of the heavenly disaster, and the small thunder cloud will try first. She turned around and her voice was like a wind. When you contact me, use your spirit to convey the sound. Let's walk slowly to the road of allies. Qihang watched her disappear into the fog, and trust in her heart was ripped. This city is no longer alone. After returning home, I sailed straight to the basement. Chen Hao was already asleep, and he started the repair of the bed by himself. Sitting next to the pill burner, swallowing the remaining gathering pill, the spirit is like a river running, and the penis is stretched. System guidance, realm pricking. In the later stage of training, you need to stabilize the dantian. The power of the air gathered, buzzing, and suddenly, the clouds outside the ceiling were densely packed, and the slight thunder and swelled. Warning, a small sign of a disaster. The rules backfire and the lightning arc will fall. Goldfinger activation, technology shielding mode, fused alloy lightning guide. The heart beats like a drum, and the fear is like ice water. 1,000 lightning strikes in. What should I do on the mother's building? In the past, he was afraid of the dark, afraid of losing his job, and afraid that everything would be uncontrollable. Now, this heavenly tribulation is like a real magnifying lens, illuminating his fragility. But he gritted his teeth. You can't retreat. Balanced technology to cultivate immortality is for this moment. He grabbed the alloy sheet and injected spirit. The blue light collided with the lightning arc, and the basement's electric light flashed, and the burnt smell was permeated. System transfer, the shielding is successful, and the backlash turns into a spiritual rebate. The thunder cloud dissipated, and a pure energy poured into the dantian, and the bones were reshaped like jade. Breakthrough. Exercise later. Physical quality plus 40%, double the power reserve. The pleasure was like a flood, and there was no fear. The flight stood up and punched the wall. The cement cracked and there was no pain. In her heart, this backlash is not the end of the world, but the test. The elixir will be my weapon of counterattack. From fear to control, I changed. The next morning, the materials were complete. Chen Hao rubbed his eyes and came in. Brother Hang, was the thunder sound last night a heavenly disaster? The face is so good. Qihang smiled. It's resolved. Come on, put it together. The two of them were busy. The alloy plate was bent into a boiling body, the quantum battery was embedded, and the crystal was as bright as a star. The last time the energy injected the power, the system ding-dong, the powerful elixir is initially formed. Effectiveness, 1 boiler in multiple elixirs, grade +2. Test suggestions, high-level spirit gathering pill, burning flame pill, and body protecting pill. The test begins. The flight was open and the spirit grass and the demon beasts were destroyed, the elixir was buzzing, the quantum current and the spirit fire were blending, and the inside of the furnace was like a star cloud spiral. After 10 minutes, the penis was opened, 10 pills were rolled out, 5 gatherings of spirit golden light flashed, 3 explosions of flames were red like fire, and the 2 protective crystals were clear. Success. High-grade elixir X10. Effectiveness test. After taking it, the force surged by 50%. Qihang swallowed a spiritual pill, and its power was like a volcano spray, and its vigor was visible in the field. Chen Hao was stunned. Brother Hang, 3 kinds of things are there. God, I dream of the world of immortal cultivation. You can just pick the foundation in the later stage of your training. In the afternoon, Qihang went to the streets to test Xinli on his own. The crowds on the streets were swelling, and the smoke was burned and foggy. He felt that every mouthful of air contained spirit. Suddenly, a deep voice came from the entrance of the alley. Yi, isn't this immoral, boy? Hearing what kind of technological elixir you have done, mortals dare to call me cultivating immortals? The primordial wave turned, and a slut stands on the wall. He is over 20 years old, full of flesh on his face, and the spiritual pressure hidden in the early stage of the foundation. Two followers next to him, low-level casual cultivator, playing with daggers in his hands. This is Tang Wang's subordinate, Xiao Wang, who came to explore the way. Qihang sneered, Lan cultivator? Looking for trouble? Jianhan stepped forward and slapped with a strong palm, boy, Tang Wang is eyeing you. Hand over that elixir, don't die. The palm was like a knife, and passers-by screamed and retreated. The heart of Qihang sank. This is the first trial of Tang Wang. But he exploded the flame Dan rotary, and flashed his body, and the flame palm came to meet him. Steal! The slaughter flew 3 meters away, smashed into the trash can, and vomited blood. The follower came and opened the sailor's body and opened the dagger like a steel plate, and then kicked it with one foot, causing a cracked bone to sound. Ah! He cried at the entrance of the alley, and Tang Wang's shadow flashed far away, and his voice came, boy, there is a kind of thing. Next time, Tang Wang will come here to you, such a mortal slapdot. Passers-by applauded, don't. You're a casual cultivator again. Qihang stopped and felt the pleasure of the real force crushing like electric current. Since he encountered bullying, he endured his voice. Now, this violent force has made him stand even more straight. Inner heart turn, I am afraid that after the fear, it will grow. Pills are not just tools, but symbols of balance. Technology gives me loopholes, and cultivating immortals gives me strength. Reverse, start with crushing these small characters. In the evening, Chenhao sent a message, Brother Hang, Tang Wang is calm. There is a voice in the black market. He wants to kill the token fragments. Yang Wanning said that the clan has movement. Qihang replied, well, you're ready to fight. He looked at the elixir, the lightning flash, outside the urban night sky, and the thunder clouds were hidden. The conflict is coming, but this time, he is ready. The night was as dark as ink, and the burnt fragrance of spirit remains in the air in the basement. Qihang stared at the buzzing elixir in front of him. The blue light from the quantum battery reflected his face, revealing his excitement. Last night's backlash trial left his roar in sight, but the initial formation of this powerful version of the elixir is just the starting point. Chenhao helped to weld the last gap yesterday afternoon. Now, he sat down with his legs and the system panel was unfolded. Dank frying performance test mode is activated. The golden finger of the defeat of heaven, no interference, the success rate of batch pill production is 95%. Suggestion, enter the resource pill recipe and stimulate the foundation. Qihang took a deep breath and took out the spirit grass and demon slaying that came from the black market last night. Chenhao's lineman was really reliable. He found these antiques in just a few hundred blocks. He then fell into the furnace and silently said, batch production of Elixir X5. The inside of the furnace was like a galaxy, and the spirit and electricity interacted with the current, emitting a low buzz. The air was filled with the fragrance of medicine, and the heat waves of metal were scattered. System real-time tips, Tiandao monitor scan, golden finger blocking was successfully blocked. The temperature is stable and the elixir is expected to be released in 5 minutes. Qihang's heartbeat accelerated. He couldn't repair the hot water bottle well before. Now this taboo thing that integrates technology makes him feel like he is playing a high-tech fairy cultivation game. Cool. But my heart sank. The greater the power, the greater the responsibility. My mother was waiting at home, and Tang Wang's shadow was still waving at the entrance of the alley. He couldn't just watch himself show off. The boiler is opened, and the 5 fist-sized elixir is rolled out, and the surface is filled with spiritual light, like a pearl. When the elixir is swallowed, the elixir melts immediately after entering the mouth, and the heat flows like a volcano erupting, directly rushing into the dantian. The veins are like rivers spreading wide, the bones crackle and the spiritual layer is added, and the neon lights in the city and the field can reveal the spiritual energy. Breakthrough is successful. Early stage of foundation. double the body quality and the power reserve plus 100%. If the rules are ignored, there will be no backlash, and the elixir performance will unlock the batch mode. He stood up, rose up, touching the ceiling lightly, and landing without sound. The power flowed like a tide, from the insignificance of training to the majesty of the foundation, which made him feel confident. Qihang pushed the door in, holding breakfast in his hand, widened his eyes. "Brother Hang. There is a light in your eyes. The elixir is so powerful that it turns from mortals to immortals overnight." Those hidden cultivators in the news were crying. Qihang smiled and answered the bun. "Howsy, sit down. It's foundation, but it's low-key. The system says that this elixir can produce elixirs in batches without the broken rules of the heavenly way. The invasion of urban monsters is getting more and more frequent, so we can't always be beaten. Help me set a trap, the first goal, the low-level monsters in the sewer. I heard that there have been no Ersty Python recently, and I have bitten the cables to cause urban excitement." Qihang's eyes lit up and he bit his mouth. "The iron-armored python? The news said that the thing is rough and thick, and the casual cultivators are in pain. How to set up a trap? Using ancient methods? No, your technology flow. I understand. I am familiar with the sewer, and I have grown up from this piece since I was a child. We use sensors, the red outer line I bought online with a spirit-touching device, which is hidden under the sewer cover. As soon as the python enters, touches the power network, and is neutralized, and cannot be killed. I am ready for the materials, old wires and iron wire networks. Fuse your elixir spirit talisman." The two people discussed and drew a brief picture: the sewer entrance in the city center, the remote module of the sensor connected to the Dan stove, and the technology monitoring and power trap. Qihang slapped his thighs. "Correspondence. The python is so we can sprinkle some fishy grass powder at the entrance to attract it to the top. You are waiting for the rabbit, and I let go. From the single to the team, it feels like a game upgrade guild. When the flight point is opened, the warmth in the heart is surging. He used to behave with one person, and he was tolerant of being bullied at work. Now, with Qihang, a gangster, who is guarding the way to protect his family, no longer alone. My mother also said last night, 'Hanger, you have been in high spirits lately, as if you have changed into someone.' He thought, 'Yes, from weak to strong, I have to take this responsibility with a team.' At noon, Yang Wanting's spiritual power sound came like a rain, and went straight into the brain. 'Start the navigation.' The sewer trap heard it. Weakness of the iron-armored python, the belly is thin, and I fear the power of the electric power. Analysis will give you its invasion is a trial of the Demon Alliance, and the fragments of the sect token may be hidden in the python's nest." Tang Wang inspected. He was so angry that he sent 3 little lieutenants to keep an eye on him and be careful. Qihang echoed, "Thank you, Wanting. I remember the weakness, and the cooperation is pleasant." Her voice smiled. "All allies. The main line is pushed in, and after collecting the tokens, the clan will verify your golden finger. Don't let the heavenly Tao grab the handle." In the afternoon, 2 people dived into the sewer entrance. This place is on the old construction site. Sewage is flowing, the air is smelly, and the moss on the wall is as smooth as a ghost. Qihang was wearing a mobile phone and crawling along the way, muttering, "Brother Hang, this smell is exhausted." The sensor is installed, and it is connected to your Danwa app, and it is monitored in real time. As soon as the python comes, the Internet plus Flame Talisman, capture it alive. Qihang injects the spirit to activate the trap. The iron wire network is illuminated, and the red external lines are like invisible networks. He patted Qihang's shoulder and said, "Howsy, thank you. This trap is not only catching animals, but also our starting point. From now on, the secret urban operation will rely on teams." At dusk, the system alarm reported, "The monster is strange. The iron-armored python is approaching, and the base level is at the base." When the trap strikes, Qihang hid in the dark, and Qihang relaxed his wind at the intersection. Suddenly, 3 black shadows flashed out from the end of the alley. The head of the silence was the casual cultivator last night. In the early stage of the foundation, the two men practiced a silence peek and the spirit of the sword in their hands was buzzing. "Boy, do you hear you're setting a trap?" Tang Long said that this sewer is his ground. "Dan and demon resources are all for us." Wei Han sneered, and the spirit came with a palm, and the wind was like a knife. Qihang avoided his body and snorted coldly. "Tang Long, the old fox, sent a little man to try the water? He is now crushing the foundation. Howsy, hold on to two, I'll solve the problem." Chen Hao rushed out of the intersection and shot out two smoke fountains, technology gadgets, mixed with spirit fans, so he was so excited that he coughed with his classmates. "Brother Hang, come on." The power of the flight was launched, and the flame palm wrapped around the explosion of the flame pill, and slapped it out with one palm. "Road!" Wuhan held back 3 steps, and the tiger's mouth shattered. Have you built up?" "Impossible." Qihang was silent and took his wisdom as the top. He deliberately retreated and led Wuhan into the trap. The sensor was touching, and the buzzing bird rose on the internet. The neutral arc of the power was like a silver snake slamming, and he shouted in a slight manner, "Ah! What kind of ghost thing is this?" The follower wanted to save him, but Chen Hao's iron stick came and hit the knee, and the two of them couldn't get up. "It's a little fun." Qihang stepped on Jianhan's chest with one foot, and his spirit was as strong as a mountain. "Tell Tang Long, let me come next time." "Mortals take the sword?" "This technology is the kingly way." Jianhan's face was blue and he vomited blood. You are against the way of heaven, and sooner or later you will be robbed." Qihang laughed. "Chasing? Let it come." He let the 3 of them escape, and Chen Hao jumped up excitedly. "Brother Hang, be smart." They stepped on half a trap, and they were so excited that they were thrusting. Friendship upgraded, ha! The conflict was flat, the system ding-dong, the iron-armored python enters the trap. The capture was successful. The sewer was transmitted and the navigation was rushing in. The internet had tied a 3-meter-long iron-armored python tightly, with its charred black and its python eyes were red. Chen Hao followed up, "Auto. Alive, low-level demon beast, worth it." Qihang pressed Yang Wanning's weakness, slapped his middle abdomen with a palm, pulled out the silver-shaped bulb-like spirit, and pierced into the heart of the python. The blood was sprayed, and he used the extraction mode of the elixir to inhale the essence and blood into the tongue fog. Successful extraction, Electro-Armor Essence and Blood X1. It is recommended to build resource pills, Python Blood Pills, which will improve the quality by plus 30%. Go back to the basement, start the flight and start the elixir, and the batch mode is fully opened. The essence-blooded spirit grass, the boiling pot turns into the trench, and the elixir is produced in 10 minutes, the 10 Python blood pills, red as fire. The elixir was successful. Without the interference of the heavenly way, the best quality is. He swallowed a piece, his body covering his body like iron armor, his strength exploded, his fist clenched, and his air exploded. Regaining strength, midterm foundation. Defense plus 50%, suitable for urban warfare. Chen Hao was stunned. Brother Hang, you can catch one by one, and you can go straight to the middle stage. This trap is worth it. From now on, we will install a few more resources to snowball the resources. Late at night, Qihang sat on the bed, his mother was already asleep, and the car was still flying outside the window. He was so indifferent, from single fight to team layout, this turn is as refreshing as a prickly pill. In the past, I just wanted to protect myself, now, protecting my family in this city is the responsibility. Chen Hao is not only a brother, but a partner. The deepening of friendship has made me no longer alone. Tang Long's obstruction was just a small wave, and the main line became clearer under the shadow of the sect token and the demon alliance. Suddenly, Yang Wanning spoke in a voice, the python's nest has a token fragment cable. Tang Long was angry and would take action. Prepare, ally. Qihang clenched his fists and looked at the spirit of the elixir. The little climax came, the next trap will point directly to Tang Long's lair. Cultivating immortals in the city is refreshing and is accelerating. The morning light entered the basement, and the eyes were opened. The spirit inside the body was like a river running. The python blood elixir swallowed last night was still circulating in the veins. He stood up, and with a light tilt, his foot tip rose 3 meters, and when he landed, he only emitted a slight buzz. The strength of the middle-term power made him feel that the city is no longer a prison, but a thing in his palm. The elixir stands calmly in the corner, the surface runes glowing invisibly, and the blue light of the quantum battery moves like a heartbeat. System tip: resource utilization rate is 100%. The repair speed is increased by 200%, and the secret circle is expected to be +10. Suggestion: expand the trap network and capture the middle-level demon beasts. Qihang smiled, and an unprecedented initiative surged in his heart. Since before, he always endured and waited for his life to hit him. Now, this power makes him want to take the initiative to attack, not only for himself, but also for those ordinary people who were threatened by the demons. Righteous? Oh, from the fantasy of being weak to the real responsibility. A knock came from outside the door. Qihang pushed the door and entered, holding hot soybean milk and fried dough sticks in his hand, with a gossipy light flashing in his eyes. Brother Hang, good morning. Last night, my intelligence network expanded by twice. The black market informant said there are 3 demon beast invasion points in the suburban park and the old industrial area. The brothers of the Iron Armor Python are causing trouble, probably a probe from the Demon Beast Alliance. Let's set up more traps. Last time that electric net plus spirit talisman was awesome. Now you're at the foundation building mid-stage. I handle intelligence, you handle main combat. We're simply an urban hunter duo. Qihang said while unpacking. The fragrance of the fried dough sticks spread, adding a bit of worldly atmosphere to the damp basement. Qihang took the soybean milk and nodded. Howsy, good job. How did you expand the intelligence network? Last time you mentioned the black market, I was still worried you'd get trapped in it. Qihang chuckled, sat down and gnawed on the fried dough stick. Don't worry, I used a fake identity to mix into several loose cultivator groups. The urban secret circles are now spreading that there's a tech immortal capturing demon beasts. Resources are selling hot. That guy Tang Long is furious. Last night he sent people to smash my informant stall, but also exposed their lair, the abandoned warehouse in the old industrial area. Let's take action today. Set up 3 layers of traps, use bait in the park, electromagnetic net in the industrial area, upgraded version in the city center sewer. After capturing, all resources go into the Dan furnace. Cultivation breakthrough is just around the corner. The two divided the work. Qihang injected spiritual energy to reinforce the trap runes. Qihang was responsible for the technology part. He scavenged cheap sensors and cables from the internet. After fusing with spiritual energy, the traps became as sensitive as living things. In the afternoon, they sneaked into the park. Under the green shades people were weaving like threads. Qihang whispered, Howsy, there are many people here, the traps need to be hidden. Demon beasts love shade, let's bury them in the bushes. Qihang nodded, sweat pouring while digging. Brother Hang, your reputation is rising now, people in the circles want to join us. Low-level loose cultivators say your Dan furnace is powerful, can ignore the heavenly Tao. The forces are just forming, from solo to building a team. This change is awesome. The sun set in the west, the traps were in place. Qihang swallowed a spirit-gathering pill. Spiritual energy surged. In his mind the system scanned. 3 points invasion alert. Mid-level demon beast wind wolf pack X4, industrial area iron armor python descendant X1. Capture success rate 90%. He patted Qihang's shoulder. Action tonight. Remember, safety first. Qihang grinned. Understood, bro. Since university when that rich second generation bullied you, I wanted to help you get back. Now, you're awesome, let's counterattack together. Night fell. The abandoned warehouse in the old industrial area was gloomy. The iron door was covered in rust. The wind blowing made sounds like ghosts wailing. Qihang and Qihang hid in the dark, with spiritual energy protecting their bodies. The air was filled with the stench of waste oil and soil. Suddenly, the system alarm blared. Tang Long personally taking action. Foundation building late stage, with 2 foundation building subordinates. Target, seize trap resources. Qihang's heart sank. This old fox couldn't hold back. In the distance, 3 black shadows flashed. The leader Tang Long was around 30, with a full beard, his spiritual pressure pressing like a mountain. He sneered, "Kid, I heard you captured the iron armor python. The resources belong to me. That Dan furnace, offer it up too. Tech tricks are just a joke in the cultivation world." His subordinates pounced towards the traps, trying to dismantle the electromagnetic net. Qihang leaped out from the dark, his foundation-building mid-stage spiritual energy erupted, the flame palm wrapped with the Dan furnace-assisted explosive flame talisman. He struck with one palm. Boom! The firelight like a dragon blocked Tang Long's path. Tang Long dodged, surprise flashing in his eyes. Foundation-building mid-stage? Kid, your progress is rapid. He activated Earth attribute spells. The ground rose into Earth walls, blocking subsequent attacks. Qihang activated the second layer of traps nearby. The electromagnetic net hummed and rose, entangling one subordinate. Electric arcs collided with spiritual energy. Screams rang out, "Boss, this net is haunted." Tang Long roared, slashing the net wire with one sword, but was stabbed in the shoulder by Qihang's spiritual energy needle, blood splattered. "Tang Long, you seize resources, you'll eventually reap what you sow," Qihang said coldly. The Dan furnace's remote module activated, spiritual energy surged like a tide, assisting him in casting a new spell, the tech-fused Thunder Fire Chain. In the air, blue and red intertwined, the chains whipped towards Tang Long like a whip. Tang Long, with foundation-building late-stage strength, took the hit head-on but retreated 5 steps, his face ashen, violating the heavenly Tao. "You're a monster. The loose cultivator world won't let you go." He summoned an earth spirit shield to counterattack. Qihang couldn't dodge in time and was shaken back, feeling pain in his heart, still not strong enough. But he gritted his teeth, swallowed a protective Dan, activated the iron armor essence blood in his body, defense surged, and with a backhand, the chain wrapped around Tang Long's arm. Ah! Tang Long struggled free, retreated in embarrassment. His subordinates had been taken down by Qihang's smoke bomb plus iron rod. "Kid, I'll remember this grudge. You won't get the sect token." He left harsh words and escaped into the night. Qihang ran over with panting, "Brother Hang, I won." They didn't move in the resource box. There were 2 descendants of the Wind Wolf and the Python, all of them were ours. Qihang wiped his blood and felt that the victory was small. It was like a fire and ignited his heart. In the past, he was reluctant to retreat. Now, he took the initiative to attack and counter the enemy. This reversal made him understand, cultivation is not only for strength, but also for righteousness, protecting this city, blocking monsters, and scattering the cultivators. The pleasure spread like a pill, and he smiled. "Howsy, you have a big harvest. Turn your head and put your elixir on your head and exert your strength." At noon the next day, the phone number of Qihang was Li Zhe, a former rich second-generation bully who was a college student. Li Zhe's family opened a factory. When reading books, the general led people to block the flight, mocked him for slaughtering, snatched his girlfriend, and after work, he also entrusted the relationship to make him lose too much. On the phone, Li Zhe's voice was urgent, "Qihang, save me. The family factory was targeted by a demon. Last night, the Wind Wolf entered the warehouse and bit the machine. The workers ran away a few times. My father fell ill and the bank urged the debt. It's over." Qihang wanted to stop, but his brain flashed his mother's teaching, enemies should be resolved rather than bond. Moreover, this is an opportunity to show its strength. "The address is posted, I'll go and check it out. But Li Zhe, don't mention the past." The factory is located in the suburbs of the city, with smoke everywhere, and the air smells of iron and oil. When the flight arrived, Li Zhe greeted him with a few protective lenses. His face turned pale. "Qihang, you changed. What about the bag before? News said that there are experts in the city center to catch monsters. Not you, right?" Workers around him talked privately, and some people realized, isn't this a stingy boy from college? Why are you so excited? Qihang went straight to the warehouse without saying anything. The inside was in a mess, the machine was full of biting marks, the three-headed wolf growled, the eyes were green and oily, and the initial spiritual pressure of the foundation kept the legs soft. Beast! Lise shouted, the guard shot opens his gun, and his son is like powder hitting the wolf's skin. The wind wolf came, and a worker was knocked down and screamed. The flight came forward, the spirit exploded, and the thunder and fire chain helped by the elixir locked the three wolves. Get back! He yelled softly, and a chain swept out. The blue light flashed and the wind wolf howled. He was swept away by the fire and could not be swept up. The worker was stunned. This superpower? Qihang stopped, pulled out the spirit sting and stabbed the wolf's heart, and instantly sucked the resource into the storage bag, the system's upgraded technology space, without the limit of the heavenly way. It's resolved. Lise, I'll take away the evil resources and replace your family's crisis bank debt. I'll help you, the worker's placement, I'll give you some advice. Lise was stunned and knelt down. Qihang, brother. I'm wrong. I used to bully you, but I was blind. Now, you are a hero. Everyone is watching. What is the rich second generation? You are the guardian of the city. The workers applauded, and someone shouted, thank you, brother Qihang. The police lowered their heads and were full of awe. Qihang helped Lise up, and his heart was filled with tide. From being bullied to being awe, this face was not only good, but also a justification. Cultivating immortality allows him to become an active person from a ninja, and his resources are not for selfishness, but for expanding his strength and protecting more people. In the afternoon, Chenhao posted a message, Brother Hang, the Li family's resources are obtained. The workers have 2 low-level immortal cultivation seedlings, and want to join us. The force is just starting to come true, and the circle is expected to be overwhelmed. Qihang replied, okay, filter. As he walked, Yang Wanning's voice sounded, Qihang, it's very hard. Tang Wang retreated, but the token of the sect is the key. It verifies the blood veins and unlocks the hidden resources. The fragments of the python nest are deep in the industrial area, and I will guide you. After verification, your golden finger can officially enter the sect and avoid most of the heavenly disasters. Allies, come quickly. The heart of the fire was filled with energy, and looking at the factory under the sun, the high building was like a slaying. He clenched his fist, the force was first achieved, and the main line was pushed forward. From a single person to a team, from endurance to attack, this growth has allowed the urban path to cultivate immortality to become wider and wider. In the night, the shadows deep in the industrial area were hidden from the token's spirit, waiting for his arrival. Number of words, 1248. The scrap tunnel deep in the industrial area is like the throat of a giant beast. The damp air is filled with the smell of iron and mold. Water droplets on the wall tick down, echoing hollows. Qihang moved forward carefully, and the spirit of the middle stage foundation protected his body, making his steps as light as a cat, and his spirit in the field was clearly visible. Yang Wanning's voice was just guiding him here. The python nest is in the tunnel as far as possible, and the fragments are hidden in the spirit crystal. Activating the token requires blood verification, but your gold finger may be able to blend and crack. Come quickly, I'll put it in. He turned the last stroke and his eyes suddenly opened. A secret cave. The bones of the iron-armored python were scattered all over the ground, with patches of light flashing with the scattered spirit. Yang Wanning was waiting there. Her white skirt was like a moon in the darkness. She was holding a spirit crystal as big as a fist in her hand, with an ancient runes engraved on the surface. Qihang, this is the fragment. The sect token is divided into 3 blocks, which is the core. The activation method is to recognize the master with blood and verify the blood of the world. But the rules of the heavenly Tao are serious. Scattered cultivators like Tang Wang often steal the keys. The verification process will cause spiritual waves and expose their location. When the Qihang receives the spirit crystal, the touch is as ice as jade, and there is a flow of golden light inside. The system panel automatically floats. Check the door token fragment. Activation requirements: blood plus spiritual resonance. Golden finger unlock, technology integration mode, cracking the encryption of the heavenly Tao. Suggestion: inject quantum battery current and neutralize blood cell locks, with a success rate of 85%. His heart was hot, and his golden fingers were powerful again. He had forgotten his mobile password before, and now he wanted to crack the firewall in the world of cultivation. Wanting, thank you. I'll try to fusion. He took out the preparatory battery of the elixir, and the small device was buzzing, and the blue arc was like a wire sliver. Yang Wanning's eyebrows said, "Be careful, integrating modern things will attract a small range of heavenly Tao monitoring. The gate of Shizong is like King Yanzong, the most disputable person." When he opened the head of the flight point, he bit his fingers, and blood dripped from the spirit crystal, and at the same time, he injected spirit power. The current resonates with the blood, the spirit crystal shaking, and the runes wander like a living creature, creating a low buzz. The wind in the cave storms, the spirits gather into whirlpools, and the Dantian feels hot, and the system is cracked successfully. Token activation. Identity verification, starting the flight, the bloody awakening in the sect. Note: Qihang sect's rumor is coming soon. The golden light is flourishing, and a projection of illusion token appears, an ancient jade plaque engraved with the word green cloud. The spirit is like a mountain pressing. Qihang was breathing, and his heart was refreshed. From mortals to verifying identity, this backward path finally touched the edge. But the joy is not dissipated. Yang Wanning's face changed. "No, the spirit leaks out, Tang Wang is here." He led the crowd to block the crowd. In the later stage, Yu Ji brought 4 subordinates. The story said that he was ambitious and wanted to swallow the token alone, and then sold it to the black market after verification. As the voice fell, the cave entrance was filled with a deep smile. "Haha, boy, has the verification been successful? Congratulations. But this token, I am Tang Wang." Tang Wang flashed in, his tall body held the exit, his eyes were like a wolf under his cheeks, and his spirit was like a wild wind in the later stage. The 4 subordinates were scattered, and the 2 bases were trained, holding spirit swords and magic treasures, blocking the retreat. Chen Hao's voice came from behind. He actually followed, "Brother Hang. I'm letting go. These bastards are in ambush for a long time. Haozi, I'll hold on to 2, you are dedicated to dealing with Tang Wang." The heart warmed up in the air, and the guy was always on the top of the key moment. He stood up straight, his spirit exploded, and the elixir continued to move, helping the spirit to flow into the tide. "Tang Wang, you are very ambitious, you can destroy resources and newcomers, and you can't see the eyes of the casual cultivator. Today, I'll let you see the harm of the integration of technology." Tang Wang sneered, and a wave of earth spirit came, and earth thorns raised on the ground, like arrow rains. "Boy, how dare you lose your energy in the middle of the Qingji period? Brothers, go ahead. Capture him alive, elixir and token, all." The battle broke out. When you are at orgasm, you will open your body to avoid the earth thorns, swallow the body protection pill, and activate the iron armor and essence of the body to prevent it like a steel. Chen Hao shouted on the side, "Brother Hang, I'll take the 2 on the left." He also released the upgraded smoke bomb. The mixed arm fan was so angry that the 2 trainees coughed. The iron stick hit a knee and cracked the bones and said, "Roll open. You guys are bullying my brother, seeking death." Yang Wanning used the water curtain magic, held another wave of attacks, and flew in her skirt. "Qihang, focus on Tang Wang. I'll cover it up." Tang Wang came, and the earth spirit drama was under the turtle, and the wind was like a knife. "My mortals will break the sword." The launch did not retreat and turned in, the elixir explosion mode was activated, quantum current and spirit fire blended, the thunder and fire chain appeared like dragons, and the blue light locked Tang Wang strange. The chain slammed on the blade, and the arc rushed in. Tang Wang's arm numbed, and the blade flew out. He widened his eyes. What ghost magic? It's impossible." Qihang took advantage of the flames bursting with his palm, wrapping the flame pill, and hitting his chest. Tang Wang took the initiative and took 5 steps back, bleeding from the corner of his mouth. "Boy, you are against the way of heaven, and you will be struck by lightning sooner or later." Zhou Yuan rushed in, and a bass slammed the back of the sword. Qihang turned around. The thunder and fire chain was divided into 3 directions, and the whip was whipped like electricity. One person fell to the ground with a whip in the middle of the abdomen and shouted, "Boss, this chain has electricity." Another person, the Fabeo, smashed the sword, and the body protection elixir opened, and he was stubborn without any injuries. He hit the face with a punch with his backhand, and his teeth were flying. Qinhao solved the 2 exercises and panted, "Brother Hang, don't you?" One person crushed 5 people. What kind of immoral operation is this? Yang Wanning turned into a scorpion in the water curtain and stabbed the last subordinate, Tang Wang, "Retreat. No matter how ambitious you are, you can't hold his golden finger." Tang Wang's face was green and his ambition was as broken as a bubble. He wanted to swallow the token alone and sell the resources of the black market to exchange the resources of the Shaji Feng, but was beaten to the point of vomiting blood by this moral boy. "Boy, I remember this grudge. The Random Cultivator League will not let you go." He summoned the earth to escape, and the wolf fled, and his subordinates dragged their bodies to follow. The smoke in the cave dissipates, the sails stop, the power is exhausted without fatigue, and the pleasure is like current. When you meet a strong enemy, he will retreat. Now, one person is in a battle, and the atmosphere of this leader is born naturally. But the victory and balance had not dissipated, and the sky suddenly sank, and the thunder and swelled. System warning, the initial backlash from the way of heaven. Token activation plus illegal fusion, causing a small thunder tribulation. 3 lightning arcs are predicted to threaten the middle stage of the foundation. Qihang's heart sank, the hole cracked, the blue lightning blew down like a whip, and the first way was to the spirit crystal. He gritted his teeth and said, "Here is here." System upgrade activation, golden finger evolution, anti-chasing mode unlocked. Pill furnace lightning guides, fusion alloy shielding, backlash and transforming the spirit. Injected into energy, Qihang grabbed the spirit crystal. The elixir was bright and the blue light was strong, the alloy shell was like a thigh, and the lightning arc hit the buzzing bird and scattered, turning into pure spirit and returning to the Dantian. The second and third thunder lightning followed one after another. He ran the power of the soul and carried it hard, and his body was burning like fire, and his pain was like a skull piercing his heart. This was the warning of the way of heaven, and the fear of his weakness swelled up to his heart again. "Hold it!" Yang Wanning stepped forward and injected water into the spirit to solve the problem. "Qihang, the rules of the heavenly way are like a net, and those who are against it will be eaten. But your system is the king of loopholes." Qinhao was standing beside him, holding the iron stick tightly. "Brother Hang, how's he supports you? Keep me from your little one, and change me this time." The thunder tribulation dissipated, and Qihang knelt on the ground and panted, and the system ding-dong, back off resolved. Spiritual power purification plus 20%, the mid-stage peak of the solid foundation. Growth bonus, leadership awakens. He stood up, wiped his blood, and his inner soul changed like rebirth, facing backlash, not escaping, but facing directly. The determination of this leader arises naturally. Joining the sect is not just for yourself, but for changing those rigid rules, so that urban immortal cultivators will no longer be tolerant. Let technology and spirit dance together, and protect this land. Yang Wanning relaxed her breath and admired her eyes. "Qihang, you resolved the initial backlash, and Qingyun's sect noticed it. The token verification was successful, and they will invite him to speak. But the backlash of heaven will be added, so we have to be careful." She passed a jade bottle. "I provide the knowledge of heaven. The rules loopholes are neutralized in the spirit pill. We officially form an alliance to make anti-robbery pills together. With your elixir, I have made an ancient prescription, spirit pill, which combines water-porn spirit grass and quantum stability agents, without any small disasters, with a success rate of 90%. Qihang held her hand and felt warm as if he was swearing, wanting, "Thank you. Let's change the rules together from allies to partners." Qinhao clapped his hands. "That's great. Brother Hang, our efforts are about to fly." The people in the black market said that Qingyun's sect can enter after verification. That bastard Tang Wang is still licking. Outside the cave, the Qihang sect's voice came like a wind, and went straight into the brain. Qihang, the blood test passes. Come quickly to the entrance of the mountain, and the sect exam is waiting for you. With the golden fingers, the sect leader is interested. Qihang looked at the golden light of the token, and was excited. Identity verification, the first battle was won, and this 50% of the road has been determined. Under the urban night sky, the thunder clouds dissipate, the stars are flickering, and the new chapter opens the curtain. Chen Hao and Yang Wanning followed behind, and the three figures merged into the night, heading towards the hidden sea mountain, refreshingly reversing, and accelerating towards the core of the sect. The basement light is dim and yellow. The on-voyage plate sits in front of the elixir. The fragrance of the spirit-killing pill spreads, and the quantum current blends with the ancient spiritual grass. The inside of the elixir is like a star cloud spirals. Yang Wanning pointed at the side. The temperature is stable, injected into the water and the seal of the heavenly Tao. Chen Hao guarded the door and said excitedly, "Brother Hang, this elixir has been completed, we are not enemies. The sect invites you, I will go tomorrow. Haozi, I will be with you. The head of the flight point, and my heart is as stable as a leader. Growth is no longer a personal change, but a partner to change the world." Terms, 1263. The entrance to the hidden mountains is hidden in the fog surrounding the city. The ancient trees are circling like men, and an invisible barrier of spiritual power is like a wave of water, blocking the mortal's vision. The three of them stopped walking. Chen Hao wiped the sweat from his head, looked at the foggy wall, in a low voice, "Brother Hang, this place is like a sci-fi door." Sister Yang said that the gate is low-key, but the masters in it are like clouds. "I am guarding the outside, and the logistics is all-inclusive. I recharge the Danfu preparation battery, and I will convey you during the black market information. Whenever something happens, I will use the power to report the alarm." When he started the flight point, he patted Chen Hao's shoulder. "Haozi, thank you. If you don't practice immortality, you will always be on the back." From small to old age, this friendship has not changed. Chen Hao grinned. "Stop being irritated. The demon beast in the city is still there. I am guarding my home. You are so awesome to go in. Sister Yang, please hide Brother Hang inside." Yang Wanning smiled, and her white skirt was lightly in the morning breeze. "Don't worry, I am a disciple of the Qihang sect, and I will guide him. Tang Wang's soul is still gone, but the sect is strict and it is difficult for outsiders to try to get rid of it." Qihang took a deep breath and took out the token. The golden light flashed, and the spiritual barrier was lifted like a shining stone. When he stepped into it, the world changed instantly. In front of him was the mountainside, clouds were surging, and the palaces were hidden away. The air was filled with energy like a fog, and it took a breath to make the talk comfortable. The system panel quietly appears. Enter the world space. The Tiandao monitor reduced the weakening by 50%. The trial is about to begin, and it is recommended to show low performance to avoid exposing the gold fingers. His heart sank. The rules here are so strict. Will the price that is contrary to the laws of nature be enlarged here? From the steel and concrete in the city to the slim and fairy atmosphere, it feels like a world has changed, but the responsibility has not changed, protecting family and partners. This attempt is not only to join the sect, but also to prove oneself. Yang Wanning led him to the mountain gate building, and a group of young disciples had gathered, with extraordinary spirits, most of them in the early stages of the Prime Minister. Someone whispered, "A new blood waking up? He heard that he is from the city, with a moral background. Can he do it?" In the middle of the building, a white-haired old man sat in a plate, squeezing his spirit. Russian, Qihang, the three aspects of Qihang sect's trial: spiritual evil test, alchemy test, and pharmacy confrontation. Those who pass by will enter the door. Your token verifies blood, but from the city, the elders will be suspicious. Remember, the sect adheres to the rules of the heavenly way, and the integration of technology. Don't reveal their bags. The first thing to do is that the spirit beast test site is like a giant fighting field. The surrounding stone walls are carved with the method of carving the air, and the spirits gather into the shadow of the mist. Qihang was assigned to the third group, and his opponent was a handsome young man, famous Lin Feng, a genius disciple, in the middle stage of the Prime Minister, holding a spirit drama, and his eyes were full of disdain. Urban boy? Ha! I heard that you are using mortals to cultivate the treacherous things, and the sect will not collect evil ways. Come, try my spirit beast. In the field, a green winged wolf transformed out, and the wind blade was like a knife, heading towards Qihang. He avoided his body and sneered in his heart, suspicious? Just speak with practical strength. He didn't rush to use the pill to lift the power of the middle stage of the foundation. The flame palm slapped out, and the flames wrapped around the wind blade, turning into smoke and dissipated. Lin Feng was stunned. It's not bad, but this is just an appetizer. He summoned the second wave, and the wind wolves came out, and the minions were sharp. The elders around him were at the head, and someone whispered, "The blood is good, but the foundation is weak." When the navigation feels that the power is exhausted, the brain system prompts, "Spiritual test opportunity." Secret pill, use the pill to help, swallow the spirit calamity pill, and break through the late stage of the foundation. He took the trouble to retreat to the stone wall on the ground and took out the miniature elixir in his sleeve, a casual version modified by Qihang. It was as small as the palm of his hand, and the quantum battery was hidden under the runes. The ancient prescription for Lingjia Dan has been prepared. The Qihang injected the Lingjia grass slag and surrounding spirit air, and the buzz inside the furnace, and the current neutralizes the seal of the heavenly Tao. In 2 minutes, an elixir was formed, and the crystal was like jade. The elixir was successful. Unscrupulous, after taking it, break through the late stage of the base, and the spirit is purified. He swallowed it, and the elixir turned into a heated stream, like a river exploding, bones crackling, and spirits swelling. The surroundings were filled with smoke, and the eldest elder was shocked. The realm is improved? Impossible. On the return of the Qihang fly, the atmosphere in the late stage of the Qijiao was like a mountain falling down. A palm of fire burst out, and the fire dragon swallowed the wind wolf pack. The scene was earthquakes, and Lin Feng's spiritual drama broke. He flew out of the scene and vomited blood and fell to the ground. Why are you suddenly stronger? The audience gasped and a long old man stood up. Qihang, is it illegal to improve? The sect forbidden external power of the heavenly way. Qihang smiled faintly. Old, spirits are just gathering. It is not easy to cultivate the city, but the foundation is stable, so why not violate regulations? He felt ache in his heart. This breakthrough was refreshing, and he reminded him to make a price. The way of heaven is backfiring like a shadow. He was always afraid of being out of the way. Now, when he is in trouble, he will use allies to divide it and can no longer fight alone. The second aspect is the examination of alchemy. In the Qingdan Hall, disciples need to make spiritual pills on site. The last time the hang was arranged, when he arrived, the old man looked coldly. Urban boy, the pill needs ancient methods and does not have modern help. Start. The other disciples had already produced the middle grade. He took a deep breath, used ancient pots on the surface, and the pills in the secret kept moving in a long journey. Qihang used the app outside to stabilize the heat. Spiritual grass enters the boiling pot, spirit power is injected, system guidance, fused quantum stability and pressure, quality top quality. 10 minutes later, the elixir was completed, and the top-grade spiritual elixir with 3 golden light flashes was lifted out. The elder checked and his face changed drastically. Best grade? How is it possible? What secret method do you use? Qihang Shengxing said, the blood-haired talent is overwhelmed. Lao, do you suspect that I am from the city? Then use the results. The disciples said, genius. I have crushed us. The third aspect is that the legal battle is to transform the battlefield into a war station, and the genius of the sect, Zhao Lei, and the name of the thunder and the law in the later period of the foundation. Zhao Lei laughed. Boy, did you hear your alchemy? Come and pick me up on the thunder network. The lightning was as bright as the net, and the air was anxious. The power of a new breakthrough was launched, the thunder and fire chain was activated, the blue and red intertwined, the chain was like a whip to break the thunder network, and the thunder arm was lit up. He pulled, and thunder flew out and smashed the stone pillar. This technique, merged with electric power? The elder stood up and said, "Impossible. The modern elements of the way of heaven are forbidden." The emperor stopped. Old man, cultivate his body without boundaries. The secret of the city, I use the origin of spiritual power. The pleasure swelled, from doubt to worship. This face was like a pill to refresh the spirit, but he reflected in his heart, I am happy to meditate the rules, and the price is isolated. No, Yang Wanting's help in Qinhao's logistics made him understand that the team is the king. From personal reversal to leadership, this turnaround makes him even more impoverished. After the trial was over, the start of the flight was easy to pass. The elders discussed the discussion. A senior in the inner door headed, "Come on the flight, enter the inner door. But your natural needs to be investigated. Qingyun's sect obeys the laws of heaven, and those who violate the rules." Before the words were finished, Yang Wanting stepped forward. Old and the elders, he is pure and upright in his blood, and the urban cultivation is tolerant and have good fortune. I will participate in the investigation. Her eyes were firm and she resolved the doubts. Hurry up the heart of the air, the internal support of allies, like rain in time. Just as we were celebrating, the system alarm reported, external intrusion. Tang Long is at the tail end, and he sneaks into the edge of the trial field and creates a trap. Target, get the token, frame you for violations, and expose your golden fingers. Qihang's face changed. Qinhao said, "Haozi, is there any strangeness in the Huiquan district?" Qinhao replied, "Brother Hang, the story is here." Tang Long sneaked into the cultivator and buried the demon eggs in the mountain behind the scenes. He planned to detonate and marry you to summon the demon beasts with technology, which will ruin your reputation. Haozi, I will take someone to block the road. The edge of the square suddenly stormed, and a group of casual cultivators snatched their disciples, who were the head Tang Long, and the wise ambition was like fire. "Qihang, boy, are you trying to catch the wind? But this token is mine. Brothers, get the resources and destroy his golden fingers." He also released a spirit talisman, and the demon eggs on the mountain hatched, and the wind wolf in the middle of the head was snatched out, and the roar was shocking, and he rushed towards the disciples. The sect was a group of people, and the old man roared angrily. The cultivators invaded. Who will let them in? Zhao Lei and other genius disciples were fighting, but were injured by Fenglong's claws and stained the battle platform with blood. Qihang rushed out and snorted coldly, "Is the tail blocked, exposed?" This silence is not small. It is estimated that Tang Long wanted to borrow resources from the sect and go to the Demon Alliance with great ambition. Tang Long, you are ambitionless, and even the sect dares to win? Today, I will end you. He drove a chain of thunder and fire, and the chains were divided into 5 directions, whipped the wolf pack, burned the fur with the electric fire, and the monster howled and fell to the ground. Tang Long came, and the earth spirit palm came out. Boy, marry successfully. If you use mortals to summon demons, the sect will catch you. But Yang Wanting slapped the water curtain and revealed, look. Tang Long's spirit has a Demon Alliance seal. He is in contact with foreign enemies, and his ideas are inconsistent. I will make a certificate when I am honest. The old man scanned and his face turned green. Sure enough. Tang Long, a scattered cultivator's ambition, ruined my Qingyun's pure reputation. Take it down. On the sect's disciples, Tang Long's subordinates were stopped by the thunder fire chain and shouted at Lian. He himself took the lead and retreated, stained his clothes with blood. The Demon Alliance won't be angry. Qinhao spoke outside, Brother Hang, I blocked the back road, and all 5 casual cultivators were arrested. The information shows that Tang Long wanted to use the token to open the black market channel, sell secret books of the sect, and his ambitions directly point to the sect leader's world. At the climax of the conflict, Tang Long summoned the Earth Spirit Shield to fight back, and opened the navigation and swallowed the spirit and robbed the elixir. In the later stage of the foundation, the spiritual pressure was fully opened, and a chain locked his throat. Ambition? In the city, you snatch my resources, In the sect, you framed me. Today, crushed to the end. The chain arc entered, Tang Long twitched and fell to the ground, and the elder had a palm. Feng Qi walked on his back, take it away for a review. Feng Lang was fully destroyed, and the building was restored to peace. The disciples looked at Qihang, and their eyes were awe-inspiring. Brother Qihang, awesome. Resolve the crisis and save us. The eldest son pointed out, Qihang has great achievements. I am suspicious of the rules and regulations, and I am reluctant. Enter the inner door and Yang Wanning will take you. As night fell, the lights in the inner cave palace were brightly lit. The air carriage was sitting in the Pu group. Yang Wanning came to tea. Qihang, resolve the frame, and integrate the zodiac into the zodiac. But Tang Long exposed the tragedy, the scattered cultivator of the Demon League, threatening the city's edge. Your golden finger is the key. Chenhao's voice, Brother Hang, the outside is stable. I expanded the information network, and the logistics will be there. The air carriage drank, and his heart is unfamiliar. If you misunderstand the rules, the price is a conflict, but the slightest moves me to grow. From the weak in the city to the new star of the zodiac, we rely on the group to connect allies to make peace. Refreshing and no longer alone. Outside the cave, the mountain wind is waving, and the thunder clouds are swaying, the backlash of the way of heaven, perhaps even bigger, but now, he is ready. Number of words, 1289. In the stone chamber of the inner cave, the spirit is like a fog. The legs of the priest are sitting on the pillow, the elixir is placed in front of the knees, and the blue light of the quantum battery reflects the ancient runes on the wall. The trial last night was still there, and he felt that the heat was slightly warm, which was the backlash of the way of heaven, the small-scale spiritual disorder, like an invisible network that was retracting lightly. Yang Wanning pushed the door in, holding a pot of spirit tea in her hand, her fragrance sniffing. She was in a white dress and her eyes were filled with intimacy as she sat down. Qihang, the Zongman reported that Tang Long was imprisoned and asked for his evidence of joining the Demon Alliance. But your golden finger, the elder brother is still discussing. Is it too risky to share the elixir technique? Qihang smiled and rubbed his eyebrows, Wanting, how can I do it if I don't share it? The rules of guarding the heavenly way of the sect are too rigid, and the urban monsters are invading frequently. Most of the disciples are low-level, and resources are short of resources. The elixir is fusion technology, and can build elixirs in batches without partial backlash. I tried last night. The spirit tribulation pill neutralized the small catastrophe. Now that I share it with the inner core, I can resolve doubts. Come, help me see this blue picture. He took out the jade silhouette, injected the spirit force, and projected the structure of the elixir, alloy shell thunder-guided, quantum stable and pressure heat, and the spiritual crystal core gathering. They approached, and Yang Wanning pointed the picture with her finger. This neutralization method is clever, and the water-bearing spirit grass is equipped with current, which can indeed pass through the heavenly Tao seal. But the ancient school of Zongman would object, saying that it was a mortal who took the blame. As he was speaking, when the sound of walking outside the door was heard, Lin Feng and Zhao Lei walked in. The opponents during the trial were now the same door. They were still wearing embarrassment on their faces, and Lin Feng bowed, Brother Qihang, I'll let you dissolve the cultivator last night. We apologize. I used to suspect that you were from the city. Now, your talent is extraordinary. Old Master said that the inner door alchemy hall needs a new method. Can you share it? Zhao Lei pointed his head, and his eyes were full of admiration. The thunder method is in conflict. Your chain technique is pure and upright, and I am convinced. The demon beast pre-warning frequency is that the sect needs to be strong. Qihang's heart warmed up. From a personal hero to a pillar of the sect, this transformation made him feel at ease. He stood up and started the demonstration of the elixir boiler. Okay, share. But low-key, don't reveal it all. Look, this is a simple elixir, using the Zongman spirit iron and battery simulation, injecting spirit power, and gathering spirit pills. The buzz inside the boiler, the spirit grass rolled over, and in 3 minutes, 3 medium-grade elixirs appeared. Lin Feng took a look and swallowed the experiment. The spirit power surged. It's great. It's twice as fast as the ancient method. Zhao Lei Xing, brother, if this technology is promoted, the internal power will double. What should I do if the backlash is done? Yang Wanning said, I came up with the ancient formula, the Spirit Jiedan group version. The fusion of enlightenment can resolve the backlash of small-scale heavenly ways, just like last night, the Thunder Arc turned the spirit power. They divided the labor, Lin Feng guarded the door, Zhao Lei prepared materials, Yang Wanting and Qihang main boot. The elixir is fully opened, the batch mode is buzzing, the fragrance of medicine in the air is mixed with the current heat wave, and 10 spiritual disasters are rolled out, and the golden light is flashing. System tip, group pill is successful. The neutralization rate of backlash is 90%, and the gate is expected to be +20. The elixir of Qihang Fen, one person, I will try it first. The evil spirits on the city are very static, and this elixir can stabilize the body. Lin Feng swallowed it, and the heat inside his body turned. The wound he tried last night was in harmony. My brother, awesome. From now on, you are the pillar of the inner door. We listen to you and promote this technology. Outside the cave, Chen Hao's voice was like a wind. Brother Hang, is it a pleasure to the Zongmen? I have expanded the urban information network. After the black market was penetrated, the casual cultivators spread the trap method of catching monsters is now popular. A low-level cultivator wants to join, and I have examined 5 seedlings among the workers and are responsible for logistics. The bank debt Li Zhe's case was solved. The domestic factory has made an investment to help us build a secret base, a suburban underground building, and use resources. The demon beast is on the alert, a large invasion. News says that the sewer in the city center is incitement, the middle-level Eartheast Bear Group, the leader of the Qing Peak, and the leader of the Demon Beast Alliance. Tang Wang passed the Black Prison, and joined forces with foreign enemies to block the trap, and the Casual Cultivator League sent people to tear the trap. Qihang's face darkened and he stood up. How's he's doing well. The information network has expanded and his influence has increased. Earth Demon Bear? Last time the iron-armored python was a small trial, this time it's a large scale. Tang Wang's ambition is not dead, and he still makes trouble from prison? Tell Li Zhe, the base is in the war. I will take the sect's people back to the city, upgrade the trap, and open the alliance to face him. Yang Wanning heard it and pointed, I'll accompany you. The sect's chief approved it, and the inner disciples will follow. The group pills are distributed and strengthen the team. Afternoon, they left the world space, and the fog wall was blown back to the neon streets in the city. The high-rise building is like a storm, carriages and dragons, and there are fishy signs in the air. The airmen brought Lin Feng and Zhao Lei and went straight to the underground suburbs of the city. Chen Hao and Li Zhe had already arranged the lights inside the wall, and the iron network and sensors were piled up like mountains. Li Zhe greeted him and was grateful. Brother Qihang, the base has been built. The debt has been cleared, and the workers have learned some low-level skills. Chen Hao said that if you upgrade the trap, use this high-pressure network plus spirit, and quantum sensor remotely control. Chen Hao patted Hang's shoulder. Brother Hang, look. The story shows that the Earth Demon Bear Group entered from the northeast of the sewer, with dozens of heads, in the middle-level foundation. The casual cultivators of the Tangwang League are demolishing old traps, with ambition to let the bears enter the city center, rebel the city, and force the sect to lower their heads. Our upgraded version, the 3-layer trap, the first layer lure powder, the second layer electromagnetic network, and the third layer pill heat-aided fire thunder. Open the face, set up the main camp at the city center, live capture, and let the casual cultivators sweep the ground. At the beginning of the flight point, inner beliefs are like iron, from personal heroes to the pillars of the clan. This guardian scope has expanded. My family and mother reported last night, Hanger, there are so many news monsters, be careful. The city is a home, and you can't let it get trapped. He used the spirit to point out, Lin Feng and Zhao Lei, the spirit, Li Zhe's worker, equipped with sensors, Wan Ting, the group exploded flame pill. How's the information is on Tang Wang's commis. The team was in a hot relationship, and Lin Feng chatted, brother, the steely land in the city is thin, but your elixir is filled. From the sect to this place, it feels like a thrust war. Zhao Lei smiled. Yes, the thunder method is connected to the internet, it's so cool. At dusk, the upgrade trap is in place. Around the city center, the sewer entrance is secretly covered, and the high-pressure net is like an invisible giant beast. System scan, large intrusion alert. The earthly demon bears are approaching, and the leader is at the base of the peak. 10 people from the Tangwang Alliance were trapped and blocked. Qihang hid in the dark, and the spiritual voice team said, "Prepare. Open a battle and become famous today." Suddenly, the underground mountains slammed, the sewer line exploded, and dozens of earthly demons and bears were scattered, with body shapes like cows, hairs like irons, and their roars shattered the glass, slamming towards the crowd in the sky. Screaming everywhere, passers-by ran away. "Demon! Run!" At the same time, the Tangwang Alliance appeared, and was the head of a scattered cultivator. In the later stage of the Jingji period, he held a blood flag. "Haha, earthly demon bear, enter the city. Boy hunting, your trap? Destroy it for me." 10 people rushed to the scene, and tried to put the bear into the city. The thunder and fire chains were like dragons, Tangwang's dog legs. Ambitions are connected to the demon beast, destroying the city. "Today, I will open the face." He whipped out, and the blue light rayed over his head and arm, and the electric arc rushed in. The other party shouted, "This, electric fusion?" Tangwang said, "You are immortal." Lin Feng and Zhao Lei followed, and the spirit activated, and the fire thunder was in a turtle. 2 casual cultivators flew out and smashed into the bear group. It's a little fun. The first level is full of trouble. The earth demon bears are coming, stepping on the electromagnetic network, buzzing, high-pressure current mixing, bears twitch and fall to the ground, and their fur is charred. The leader bear roared angrily, and the prickly peeked the net with one claw, and rushed towards Qihang. Roar! Qihang swallowed the flame pill, the flame palm came forward, the fire dragon swallowed the bear claw, the elixir was helping, the fire storm, the bear's skin burned, and howled and rolled. Chenhao shouted, "Brother Hang, the second level is open. Workers, the upper senses are blown." Li Zhe brought people and fired out quantum bullets. The spirit powder scattered in the explosion. The bear's field was blurred and they bumped into the third level of fire and thunder. The air method is like a net collection, thunder and fire intertwined, and dozens of bears were trapped, and the resources and essence and blood were sucked into the elixir and stored. The alliance of wandering cultivators was in trouble, and they shouted, "Retreat! This trap is too fierce." But Yang Wanning slapped the water curtain, and the group of pills were split. After Lin Feng swallowed the pill, the wind exploded. The sword was as angry as a wind blade, and the 3 wandering cultivators fell to the ground. Zhao Lei network cooperated with the internet, and 2 cultivators with foundation were shot straight. Impossible. Tangwang said, "You are weak." Qihang locked his head and blew his throat. Tell Tangwang, the ambition of the alliance? From the city to the sect, it is crushed. Live broadcast watch, the absurdity of the alliance. The big screen around the square, Chenhao, was set up early, and the capture was actually broadcast, and passers-by applauded, "Hero! Qihang saved the city again." The hot search of the internet, technology cultivation? The alliance of the alliance is finished. The bear group is full of resources, with a large number of resources, essence, blood, inner elixir, bear skin. The elixir is instantly transformed, and the sail swallows a bear blood pill. The inner spirit is like the sea, and the realm is stable and solid, and the foundation is at a later stage. Resource cumulative amount plus 200%, become famous in one battle and be popular all over the city. The casual cultivator knelt on his head, "Give up." Tangwang is in the Black Prison to join the Demon Alliance, predicting a great invasion to prevent your sect from verifying. Qihang sneered, "Take it away, the sect will be reviewed." The team shouted, and Lin Feng patted his shoulder, "Brother, from individuals to pillars, this battle has made the sect famous in the city." Yang Wanning smiled, the group of pills has made contributions, and the teams interacted, which is great. In the night, beside the independent building of the Qihang, looking at the dispersed bears and the crowds of visitors, my heart was filled with vain. From then on, I just wanted to protect myself and cultivate my own secretly. Now, protect my family, the city, and the clan. This belief is like an iron armor covering my body. Growth is not about one person alone, but about taking a team to rebel. My mother's safety, Qinhao's friendship, and Wanning's help made me sure what is the backlash of heaven. Resources are exhausted, crisis is resolved, and the climax is approaching, so I am ready. In the underground wall, the elixir is buzzing, and a large number of resources are built into a new elixir. Qinhao is excited, Brother Hang, the influence has expanded. The alliance of scammers collapses, become famous in a battle, and the elders of the sect will come tomorrow. Yang Wanning came and said, next time, we will fight to prevent the great calamity pill. The head of the flight point is at the beginning, and in the night wind, the urban lights are like stars, and the hidden demon wind is rising again. Tang Wang's shadow is still marching a bigger storm. The air in the underground still retains the burnt fragrance of bear blood pill. He needed the sun's hole. He didn't sleep all night last night, and the system panel in the brain kept flashing, resource cumulative peak. It is recommended to integrate the sect exercises to improve the realm. Warning, the backlash of heaven is added, medium-sized thunder tribulation is needed to prevent large-scale invasions. He stood up and looked at the city where the morning light was coming outside the window. The high floor was like a thorn in the sky, with fishy wind blowing from the northeast. Qinhao pushed the door in, carrying a hot bun in his hand, full of his face. Brother Hang, morning. The sect leader is old, 3 masters from the door, saying that they want to negotiate and cooperate. The first news search, the video of your bear hunting last night was over 100 million. The reputation of the Random Cultivator Alliance swept the ground, and that bastard Tang Wang smashed his wall in the black prison. When the flight point is opened, my heart sinks. If you become famous in a battle, it is refreshing, but the pressure will come. My mother called last night and her voice trembled. Hanger, the news of the demon beast on the TV is scary, don't show off. He replied, Mom, don't worry, I have a sense of responsibility. Now, this sense of responsibility must be carried by a team. Yang Wanning walked out of the back hall, with a little bit of spiritual grass powder on her white skirt. She came with a cup of hot tea, her eyes softly. Qihang, the elders are in the office. They are interested in your elixir skills, but the rules of the laws of heaven, be careful and doubtful. I will accompany you. Her hands gently touched his arms. At that moment, Qihang felt a warm current flowing into his heart. He had been stolen from the past. Now, this emotional support is like the Dinghai God's bell, which makes him no longer so lonely. In the meeting hall, 3 old people sat around the stone table. The head of the Qingjianzi Baihu was flying, and the spirit was as strong as a mountain. Catch the flight. In the war last night, the sect's voice was expected to rise. But Tang Wang asked that he join the Demon Evil Alliance to plan to invade continuously, with the target of the industrial area of the northeastern city, with hundreds of low-level demons and the leader of the Liji Peak. The ghosts in the cultivator were lying on the ground. The meaning is inconsistent. You are from the city, leading the team, and proof of your strength. Qihang bowed, old, please do your life. Lin Feng and Zhao Lei follow me. Wanting assists the alchemy. Qinhao's logistics technology, integration and trap optimization. King Jianzi pointed, accurate. Don't show off your strength below the golden elixir stage. The way of heaven is backfiring. If you are in violation of the fusion, you need to be vigilant. The team quickly gathered, and Lin Feng and Zhao Lei Xing rushed over. Lin Feng clenched his fists and said, Brother, I watched the video last night 10 times. The bear hunting chain, don't explode. Continuous invasion? Our sect team, the first urban battle. Zhao Lei smiled and said, Thunder method is matched with your network, I can't wait. Qihang dispatched, Lin Feng is in spirit, Zhao Lei is the main attack, wanting war pill, Haozi, Optimization trap, gold fingers give blue pictures, high voltage network upgrade, quantum lock chain, sensor connects elbow, long range absorbing resources. Qihang patted his chest, brother Hang, cover me. New goods were bought in the black market, AI sensors were added with spirit talismans, and the demon beasts entered, locked at the weak point automatically. From logistics to key, housey, I'm upgraded. The ruins of the Northeast Industrial Zone are like a maze, and the sun is filled with storms on the walls. The fishy smell in the air is getting more and more heavy, and the growling sounds are like thunder in the distance. The launch team dives, the system scans, continuous invasion wave 1, wolf pack with 100 shadows, the middle-level leader of the Foundation. Bow 2, descendants of the earthly demon bear, with dozens of them. Tang Long's subordinates are trapped, and there are 5 people in the later period of the Qingji. The ambition plan is, let the demon enter the city, marry the sect, and force you to expose your golden fingers. He lowered his voice, cross, scatter. Housey, the trap is activated. Qihang controlled the tablet behind him, and the buzzing sounded, the secret network opened like a spider's slit, and the quantum chains ignited blue light. The first wave of shadows appeared, the black shadows were like a tide, the eyes were red, and the claws were sparkling with sparks. Lin Feng shouted, the spirit opens. The wind blade was like rain, killing 10 heads. The Zhaolei network came out, the light flashed, and the wolf pack howled. But the leader of the Wolf King, the peak of the peak, was as strong as a knife. As the sailing flashed, the thunder and fire chain met, come. The chain was swelling with the wolf's head, the arc of the electric arc entered, the Wolf King twitched and fell to the ground, and the essence and blood were automatically inhaled into the pill. Successfully captured, resource plus 50. The workers on the road witnessed it and said, Sectarian Master. Brother Qihang is here again. The pleasure swells, but the way of heaven backfires like a tide. The thunder and clouds in the air are densely filled with it, and the pain in the Dantian is caused by the dynasty, and the power is disordered like a thorn. He gritted his teeth, and his heart passed by. I was afraid that I had come again, and the feeling of powerlessness from the weak moment is now magnified 100 times. As the backlash explodes, what should the team do? Yang Wanning approached and held his hand. Change, hold on. My spiritual killing pill will be used to you, merge with your system, and stay calm. Her eyes were like stars, and her emotions were like warm sunshine melting. Qihang took a deep breath, swallowed the elixir and silently recited the Qingyun style of the sect. The system should be fused and unblocked. Golden Finger plus Sect's technique transforms back to pure spirit. Breakthrough conditions, enlightenment in the battle. The second wave of earthly demon bears came and roared, and dozens of iron armor covered their bodies and smashed the wall. Tang Long's subordinates appeared, and 5 late-stage cultivators of the Jingji period, led the lead smiled, Kid Qihang, Tang Long passed the order from the Black Prison, your ambition plan will harm our alliance. Let the bear enter the city, and the sect will be in trouble. They also bleed the talisman, and the bears were crazy and rushed towards the team. Lin Feng couldn't hold back his blade and vomited blood. Brother, these bears are too thick. Xiao Lei's attack was invalid, and he roared, Insider. They are in contact with the demon beast, and they are injuring the sect. The heart of Qihang is on fire, Tang Long's betrayal is exposed. The ambition plan the plan from prison to plan the internal affairs, connect with the ghosts, and the intention is to overturn the blue cloud? Part 1, Retreat to the Trap. Housey, open all. Qihang shouted, received. Quantum chain, locked. The buzzing trap was a big hit, the upgraded trap rose like a giant net, locked bear group, current hybrid, bear skin charred, and shouted in a row. Large-scale capture, massive resources flow into the pill, long-distance control, batches of bear blood pills, and teams were divided, swallow, be stable. Lin Fengling violently exploded, and the anti-surgery blade swept, the Zhaolei network fused the chain, the light was like the sea, and the 2 casual cultivators fell to the ground and twitched. The head of the sturdy Hang came, and the earth spirit palm came out in the later stage of the sturdy foundation. Boy, die. The backlash of the sensation was added, and the thunder clouds were pressed down on the top, and the dantian was burned. But Yang Wanting's voice was heard, "Believe in yourself, we are here." Emotions deepened like a clerk, and his inner breakthroughs were afraid, no longer the weak, no longer doing so. The system plus Qingyun style is fusion, the spirit is like a dragon, the realm is thrust, the veins are broadened, and the golden light of the dantian is prosperous. Breakthrough. Early stage of the golden pill. Goldfinger evolution, statistical mode, spiritual pressure covers the team, increasing by 30%. The way of heaven reverses and turns, and the thunder tribulation turns into a reign of spirit. The power of the golden elixir exploded, and the driving force was like a mountain collapse. With a palm, the flame palm wrapped around the golden elixir spirit, hitting the chest directly. Room. The stern flew out 10 meters, smashed the steel beam, and couldn't get up with blood. You, golden pill? Impossible. Qihang sneered. The thunder and fire chains were divided into 10 ways, and the whip-scattered cultivators were like locking dragons, and the arcs were scattered. They knelt on the ground and shouted, "You are alive!" Tang Wang planned to, a great invasion of the Demon Alliance, an internal sect, and a resource-based city. Yui wanted to destroy the Golden Finger. Qihang locked his head and stepped on his chest with one foot. Ambition plan? Open humiliation, betray the clan from prison, and join foreign enemies to the city? Record it for me, and the elders of the clan. Chenhao took a swipe on the tablet and the live broadcast started, and the cultivator cried, "It's Tang Wang. He asked us to give us resources and say that you can turn over if you destroy your reputation." It's so exciting. The Jin Dan of Qihang was fully opened, and he picked 5 people to crush the pressure, and the resource bag was automatically inhaled. The inner pill, the magic treasure, and the massive amount of spiritual stones were all his. The green face of the Han dynasty, "Boy, you, the sect team, did the sect hear you? We were wrong." Qihang smiled faintly, "Error? Tang Wang's ambitions have snatched me from the city to the sect, and they all hit the face. Housey, videos, black market and news are all released, which makes the scattered alliance collapse." The team shouted, and Lin Feng patted his shoulder, "My brother, Jin Dan. From Xuanji to Jin Dan, this leader is so powerful, awesome. Xiao Lei Xing, fused with thunder and fire, our team is invincible." Yang Wanting held his hand tightly, with a soft light in her eyes. "Qihang, you have done it. I am afraid that you will be the true leader. I have always believed in you." Emotions are like tides, and the inner changes of Qihang's heart, from fear to control. This breakthrough is not only a state, but also a state of mind. The fusion system and the sect are awakened by the power of the sect, and the team is like an arm to use fingers. The internal conflict is resolved. Tang Wang betrays the iron certificate is like a mountain. King Jianzi speaks, "Start the flight, do well." The black prison is reinforced. Tang Wang decides. Continuous invasion stops, resources are saved. The team is promoted to the core of the inner door. But the system alarm comes up, the Demon Alliance is counterattacking. A large-scale invasion of the Mahogany, the king of the Sacred Peak was led by the army. Tang Wang's side was in vain and was ready for the final conflict. Qihang looked at the night sky, the thunder cloud dissipated, the rain fell, and the shadow of the hidden demon rose again in the urban lights. The team was surrounded, and Chenhao laughed, "Brother Hang, how can I fight next wave?" Qihang clenched his fists, "Registration. The city and the clan are all guarding." Yang Wanting said lightly, "Together." As the wind rose, the industrial area was in a crisis, and it could not hold back his sturdy light. The night wind blew over the underground iron door, carrying a hidden fishy smell, like a verb of a demon. Qihang opened the window and looked at the skyline northeast of the city. The lights on the high floor were like a galaxy, covered by a thin layer of turtle clouds. The just-in-one vitality was still circulating in the body. The power of the early stage of the golden pill was as stable as a warm current, but as Dantian was deeply hurting, it was a sign of the backlash of the heavenly way, and the system panel quietly flashed, medium backlash upgrade. The great disaster is cured, the thunder clouds gather, and it is expected to descend within an hour. The urban spirit is in chaos, and the massive invasion of the Demon Alliance is about to explode. Brother Hang, it's bad. Qinhao's voice came from his door. He gasped in, his mobile phone screen lit up, and his face was blue. The information network exploded. Outside the Northeast Industrial Zone, the king of the Demon Evil Alliance, a Thunder Dragon leader in the early stage of the Golden Pill, carried thousands of low and medium monsters into the sewer and underground tunnel. The bastard of Tang Long escaped from the Black Prison. The old leader of the clan said that his ghosts were helping and ambitious. The Alliance Party took advantage of the trouble to fight back and aimed directly at the city center. The news has been reported, citizens have begun to evacuate and traffic has been tragic. Qihang's heart sank, his fists tightened, and a slight roar was already coming from a distance outside the window, like a thunderbolt slam. My mother's face flashed through the sea of brains, and she was still watching the TV at home, and it was a big blow. He took a deep breath and turned around. Howsy, accurate information, thank you. I informed Lise that the base was blocked and the workers were moved to a safe area. You brought the logistics team to upgrade all traps, the quantum lock chains are connected to the internet, the long journey is connected to the elixir, and the resource absorption model is fully opened. Wanting, where are Lin Feng and the others? Yang Wanting walked out of the back hall, with the juice of the spirit grass on her white skirt. Her eyes were fixed and she held a jade bottle in her hand. I heard it when I was in the air. The sect's message, the elders have already taken action, but the price of the heavenly Dao is against you, the price of the thunder tribulation that is against the rules, the thunder tribulation will magnify and descend to the urban war scene. We will work with the anti-tribulation elixir, and combine my ancient formula and your golden fingers. The material is magnified, the weakness of the thunder dragon is the soil and water. Let's add the upgraded version of the spiritual Dao pill, the alloy shell guides thunder, and the seal of the Zhangyi heavenly Dao. Lin Feng and Zhao Lei heard from each other, and Lin Feng held the sword and said, Brother, the big battle. I caught the bear last night. This time, the Golden Pill King Bamboo? Our team will listen to you and send a spiritual helper to the trap. Zhao Lei pointed at him, and the lightning flashed in his palm. Thunder method is exciting to the Thunder Dragon. But Housy's story said that Tang Long brought 10 Golden Pill Party, lying behind the Dragon Group, taking advantage of the trouble to destroy our reputation. The starting point is like a steel gauge, from the counterattacker to the leader. At this moment, responsibility comes like a mountain. He patted Yang Wanting's shoulder. Wanting, start to burn. Housey, monitor the whole city and accurately position Tang Long. Lin Fengshu has summoned the disciples from the inner door to guard the edge of the square. The city is a war scene, and we can't let the demons climb to the city half a step. The team moved, and the underground was buzzing and urging, and the elixir was upgraded. Yang Wanting injected the soil and soil crystals, and the golden finger of the navigation activated the quantum module. The current intersected with the ancient talisman, and the body moved like a living thing. The aroma of medicine in the air is mixed with the heat smell. After 10 minutes, a calf's anti-tribulation elixir is formed, 2 meters high, with runes on the surface like dragons, and the spirit fire blue-red inside is interspersed. It's done! Yang Wanting wiped her sweat, and a soft light flashed in her eyes. This elixir not only resists disaster, but also produces war pills in batches. Qihang, your fusion, let me see the hope of breaking rules. From allies to shoulders, I used to stick to the ancient methods, and now I believe in you. Qihang held her hand and warmed up his heart. Wanting, together. The disaster has come, we will lead the team and fight against the will of heaven. Qinhao interrupted, Brother Hang, you have positioned it. The Thunder Dragon stood out from the underground railway, and the Jiao group arrived at the square in 5 minutes. Tang Long behind him brought 8 Golden Pills cultivators, and planned to take advantage of the disaster, kill the token fragments, and join the Demon Alliance to lead the city. The urban night sky is dark, the thunder and clouds are rolling like ink, the lights and fires are swaying in the city center, the crowd has evacuated, and only the sirens are left. Qihang led the team to the high platform on the bridge. The forest wind opened, the wind wall was like a screen, under the Jiaolei network, the electric lightning communication was carried out. The anti-tribulation pill is in the setting, and the buzzer is activated. The first batch of war pills are distributed, the upgraded version of the bear blood pill. After swallowing, the spirit will explode by 30%. In front of the terminal, the spiritual pressure of the golden elixir fell like a mountain in the early stage. Little team, guard it. The demons enter the city, we will kill. Tang Wang fights, we will crush it. The citizen who was left on the road, the sale is here again. Hero! The outlet of the underground railway exploded, and the thunder dragon burst out, with a body length of 10 meters, and the flakes were like thunder pattern flashes. The golden elixir was shattered and cracked the ground. Then he was mixed with the 1,000-head demonic wolf, the earth demon bear, the roar was like a tide and the fishy wind was blowing. The Dragon King leaned forward and the thunder ball condensed, human, slap. The first wave of demons rushed over, and his minions were like rain. Lin Feng's blade swept and killed tens of them. Zhao Lei network blocked the bear group, and the electric light charred fur was black. But the Dragon King swept out, his wind was like a knife, and Zhao Lei flew away and vomited blood. Brother, this guy is too fierce. Before the enlightenment, the thunder and fire chains went out to the sea like dragons. Come. The chains swelled with the tail of the dragon, and the electric arc entered, and the Dragon King twitched and roared, what? But the great disaster of heaven fell at this moment, the top of the thunder cloud, and 9 golden thunder arcs smashed down like heaven's sword, heading straight for the enlightenment pill. The first lightning ray was blowing, the air was burning, and the stone slabs in the square exploded. Qihang's heart was afraid of being like a tide, and from the weak feeling of being weak, this disaster will not only affect me, but will it affect the whole city? But Yang Wanning's voice was heard, start the flight, the anti-robbery elixir is opened. My water curtain helps. Her skirt was flying, and the water curtain was like a shield covering the team. Chen Hao controlled it from afar, Haozi locked the chain to guide thunder, and it transformed. The climax explodes. The golden elixir of the flight was injected into the elixir, the quantum module was buzzing, and the alloy thunder guiding arc hit the boiler, the blue lightning flourished, and the backlash turned into a rain falling, nourishing the whole team. The second and third thunder tribulations followed one after another, and the journey was burning like burning, and the heart was alone, the rules are strict, and the one who is against them is devoured. No, this is a trial. From reverse to stamina, I broke it. System response, golden finger is extremely unlocked. The statutory mode is fully opened, the power of the anti-tribulation is turned on, and the realm is slammed. The lightning was sucked by the elixir, and the golden elixir in the aviator turned around. The power of the spirit exploded like a sea. The fourth thunder tribulation hit him. He met with a palm, wrapped in thunder and fire, and turned back to Yunxiao, heavenly way, come. The Dragon King took advantage of the situation and the thunderball came out and fought with the fifth thunder tribulation. The chains were divided into 3 ways, the whip whipped the dragon's body, and the blood was shattered, the weak one is under the belly, and the water and soil will overcome it. Yang Wanning's water slashed in, and the Dragon King howled, and the demon tide was in trouble. Lin Fengming swallowed the war pill, and rebelled like a tiger, and Fengting combined to kill hundreds of demons. Chen Hao's information is accurate, Brother Hang, Tang Wang appears. On the north side of the plaza, the 8 golden elixirs are scattered cultivators, with ambitions against the enemy, and blood talismans help the dragon. Tang Wang came out, and the black prison escaped and his face was full of ambitions. Qihang, boy. You ruined my plan, from the city to the sect, it was completely destroyed. Brothers, take advantage of the disaster to the city, rob the resources, and slaughter his golden fingers. 8 golden elixir cultivators came, the magic treasures came out, the earth spirit and the fire were like rain. Qihang sneered, and the Jin Man spirit pressure was fully open. Tang Wang, the ambition is so great. Team, lock the Jiao group, Wanning, join hands with me, fight back to the main force. He swallowed the anti-chasing pill, nourished the spirit rain in his body, and the realm was stable and solid. In the middle stage of the Jindan, the thunder and fire chains turned into hundreds of pieces, like a net cover of a casual cultivator. It's so exciting. Qihang was against the will of heaven, and the chain whip was whipped. Tang Wang's earth shield shattered, and he himself coughed up blood. You, the middle stage of the golden elixir? Impossible. A random cultivator came, and Qihang's body protection pill opened, with the wound-resistant force. He thrust his throat with his backhand, and the electric arc penetrated. The other party twitched and fell to the ground, and the resource inside pill automatically inhaled the pill. Resources surged plus 300%, full of gold fingers. Yang Wanning's water and fire combined, and the sword light was like a dragon. The two scattered cultivators said, "Start the air, left wing." Qihang controlled the trap, and the quantum lock chain appeared from the ground, blocking the three scattered cultivators, and the electric light was burnt black. How's story? All the weak points were locked. Tang Wang, roll. Lin Feng was swept the demon tide, and Zhao Lei network helped. The Jiao King's abdomen was injured and the roar was weak. Tang Wang's ambition collapsed, summoning the blood talisman to help the dragon fight back, but the elixir of the navigation pill was fully opened, and the anti-tribulation mode absorbed the remaining thunder tribulation. The 6th and 9th channels turned into golden rain, and the storm fell to the ground, and the whole team's spirits violently broke out. As soon as Qihang rushed up, the thunder fire palm hit the heart of Jiao. Shut. The Dragon King exploded with blood, the inner pill shattered, and the demon tide collapsed. Tang Wang came and made a last fight. Boy, die. But Qihang's spirit was as weak as a mountain, and he slapped his chest with a palm. The golden elixir was burning and burning the fire. Tang Wang cried and fell to the ground. You, lead the city? My ambition. Qihang stepped on him and smiled faintly. Ambition? Join the demon city, the gate of the sect, ended now. The chain was sealed, and all the cultivators captured, and a large amount of resources were poured in Jiao Dan, the cultivator's Dharma treasure, and the blood of the 1,000 fairies. The pills instantly transformed, and the new pills piled up like a mountain. The battle was calm, the thunder clouds dissipated, and the rain fell into the city. Citizens shouted from the secret place, Qihang. Hero! The team was surrounded, and Lin Feng wiped his blood. Sister brother, a battle against the sky. The golden pill of the Dragon King, we are exhausted. Zhao Lei Xing, the thunder tribulation turns into rain, and the sect has no enemy. Yang Wanning leaned on his shoulder and said lightly, Qihang, you have done it. After the disaster, we are stronger. Qihang ran over and clasped his fists. Haozi's love story has been made. Tang Wang's main force is fully destroyed, and the alliance collapses. Qihang looked at the slaughter of smoke, and his heart was reborn after a disaster. From now on, reversal was to protect himself, and the rules were like prisons. Now, he led a team and was born after a disaster, and I understand that the rules of the way of heaven can be broken, not absolute, but the way of balance. Technology is united, allies are like arms, and family is safe in the city. This is full of people, allowing me to transform from a counterattack. The safety of the mother was resolved, and the Zongman was looking forward to the peak, but the system flashed, the final backlash was alert. The king of the demon alliance is calm and the ultimate disaster of the heavenly Tao is cured. He clenched his fists. Cross team, rest. A bigger storm is coming, we are ready to get to the top. Yang Wanning pointed, together. In the night wind, the urban lights rekindled, and the hidden thunderbolt rose again. The war between the peaks was close at hand. The spiritual rain on the square was still falling, washing away the scorched earth smell and bloody atmosphere. Neon lights shone on the cracked stone slabs, flashing like broken stars. The lightning chain is closed, and the spiritual power in the middle stage of the body is as flat as a river. The ox of the elixir is weakened, and the essence of the elixir absorbed dragon pills turns into a warm current to nourish the elixir. The members of the surrounding team were panting. Lin Feng wiped the blood on the sword and shouted excitedly, Brother, this battle is amazing. The Jiao King's inner pill is all ours, the sect's urban joint, there is no enemy from now on. Zhao Lei pointed his head, and the lightning jumped on his fingertips. Yes, the old fox Tang Wang's ambition plan has been smashed. Housie, your information chain has saved half of our lives. Chen Hao ran from behind, and the tablet was still buzzing in his hand. He was sweating profusely and grinned, Brother Hang, don't express me. I built the information base last night, the underground of Li Zhe factory in the suburbs of the city, connecting the black market network and the clan audio system. The AI sensor is monitored throughout the city, the demon beast is silent, and the essence is precise positioning. There are more than 10 golden pills cultivators in Tangwang Party, lying in the ruins of the northeast, joining the Demon Alliance to defeat soldiers, and preparing to finally counterattack. But now, live videos have been spread, and the entire network is hotly recommended to start the airline and lead the city to cultivate immortality. Mom, those cultivators who doubt your technology will have their faces green. He took aerial shots and patted Chen Hao's shoulders, and a warm feeling surged in his heart. This guy has followed him since he was a college student, from his pocket to the current logistics leader, and this friendship is as stable as a pill. Housie, it's beautiful. The base is built, and we will work hard to integrate from now on. The disciple of the sect is surrounded by the city, the information network is connected to the Qingyun door, and the resources are shared. Wanting, what's the backlash of the rules? He turned to Yang Wanting. She was checking the runes of the anti-robbery elixir. She was scattered with blood on her white skirt. She didn't think so, but came with a piece of blood. Jade simplified, it's time to start the flight and be stable. The upgraded version of the Spirit Tribulation pill neutralizes 80% of the seals. The great disaster of heaven is slow, but the final disaster is still there. Your golden fingers merge with the sect Qingyun style. Now the spirit is pure and upright, and it is no longer the moral robbery. The elders and elders have reported that they have approved you to establish the alliance team. The new pattern of urban immortal cultivation depends on you. After the flight is connected with Jade, the spirit is injected into the body, and the city's spiritual connection is floating in the brain. The hidden gauge of the high floor is formed, and the sect and urban power are like the internet. He pointed his head and the leader's style naturally revealed, okay. The team rested overnight, entered the ruins tomorrow morning to suppress the Tangwang Party. Lin Feng and Lei took the inner door disciples to guard the building. Housie, the base monitoring was fully opened, Wanting, the construction of war pills. My mother and family, I have already heard the sound, so that they can go to Li Zhe's factory to avoid the disaster. If this situation is solved, you can become the top leader. The crowd sounded loudly, Wanting's eyes were soft. Qihang, from the city's consciousness to the present, you have changed, no longer the inferiority boy, but the leader of the Guardian. I accompany you to the end. Her words were like a rain of spirit, sinking into her heart. Qihang shook her hand lightly, feeling that his emotions were as full as a golden elixir. The dream of protecting his family and the city is close at hand, from fear to control. This inner change made him stand straighter. The next morning, the fog of the ruins of the northeast was filled with smoke, and the wind and sand were swelling between the walls and the smell of metal scents were scattered in the air. Qihang led the team to dive in. Chen Hao's tablet time showed, Brother Hang, the party is hidden in the old mine cave. 10 Jinnan cultivators and 50 middle-level demon beasts. Tang Wang sat in the town. After escaping from the Gikafeng, he swallowed the demon pill and approached the golden pill. Their ambition plan, finally, counterattack, join forces with troops to attack the base, destroy your reputation, and force the sect to lower your head. Lin Feng held the sword and said in a low voice, My brother, can you fuck me when you go in? Qihang rushed to the head, go ahead with wisdom. Wanting, Dan Kung Fu is in place, Housie, benefactor. They were ambushed outside the cave entrance, and the anti-tribulation pill was hidden in the spiritual ambus, and the hummingbird was low. Suddenly, a deep smile came from the cave. Tang Wang walked out, his face was white and his eyes were red as blood, and his body was covered in demonic atmosphere. Qihang, boy. You ruined me, from the urban elixir to the sect to try the clay, it was completely destroyed. Brothers, come on. The Demon Alliance soldiers heard the order, kill his team, destroy resources, and revive the Alliance. 10 golden pills cultivators rushed out, the French treasure was shaking, the fire sword was shivering like a tide, the 50 shadow wolf earth bears were mixed, the roar was shocked, and the minions rushed straight to Qihang. Suspicion sounded everywhere, and a wandering cultivator laughed. Boy, did you hear that you are against the laws of heaven and use mortal electronics to cultivate immortality? Ha, today I will make my face so that the sect will see you laugh. A low-level immortal cultivator hidden on the road was rumored, and someone broadcast live. Is it awesome? Or is it a casual cultivator revenge? Qihang sneered, his heart as if he was like a gang. Suspicion? Use practical evidence. Before he rushed, the middle-stage spiritual pressure of the golden elixir exploded. Tang Wang, your ambition is as strong as possible. Team, open. Lin Feng Feng wall rose, holding the demon tide. Zhao Lei Lei network assisted, and the electricity-charred black wolf skin. Yang Wanning's water curtain protects the body, and the war pill was split. Start the flight, get on. It's a little fun. The changing silent thought system is finally open. The upgraded version of last night. The Jiao Dan core is integrated with the quantum limit module. The body is like a dragon's flash, and the spirit fire blue and red intertwined, with a 500 efficiency. He swallowed an elixir of the ultimate war pill, and the golden pill in his body rotated like a star, and his power was as strong as a sea. Come. The thunder and fire chains turned into thousands of strips, like a cover of the Skynet, and one person suppressed the entire field. The chain whip scattered the cultivator, the arc penetrated into the fire, and the magic treasure shattered. The cultivator's earth shield was slashed hard, but was pierced by the chain, and fell to the ground with a cry. This is impossible. Why is the mortal slap so fierce? Qihang smiled faintly. Slap? This is the fusion of the king's way. The rules of the heavenly way, we will break it. Tang Wang came, and the demon elixir was violent and grabbed the elixir with one claw. Boy, you will destroy your golden finger. But when the elixir was opened, the elixir was buzzing, and the thunder guiding mode was activated. The elixir's backlash against the thunder cloud was sucked, turning into a golden arrow and shot straight into Tang Wang's chest. Road! Tang Wang flew away, his demonic air collapsed, and he vomited blood and knelt down. You, the middle stage of the Jin Dan? The eldest son of the sect suspected that you had violated the rules. Where is now? Qihang approached step by step, and the chain was swelling, and the fire burned the sect. Suspicious? Wake up from the city, I am against the rules and fighting for protection. Tang Wang, your ambition is in harmony with the demon city, and the sect is pure and proud. Today is the last one. With a palm, the golden selves were in full swing, and Tang Wang broke through his sect, and his ambitions were like bubbles. Bao's life. The alliance collapses. The demon tide collapsed, the shadow wolf land bear was locked by the link, Chenhao controlled it long time, Haozi base is locked, absorbing all resources. The elixir was buzzing, and a large amount of essence and blood pills were poured in, and batches were melted, and the new elixir was spread like rain. The team fought back, Lin Feng's blade swept, 20 heads, the thunder and lightning attacked, and the focus was everywhere. Yang Wanning's water sword pierced the last casual cultivator. Qihang, kill the whole party. The live broadcast screen exploded. Qihang God. One person pressed the town, hit the face of the casual cultivator. The hidden immortal cultivator knelt down. My brother, take me into the alliance. Your elixir will change the rules. The battle ended, the smoke from the ruins dispersed, the sails stopped, the elixir was calm, and the spirit inside the body was full of leisure. System ding-dong, the explosion was finally successful. Resource peaks, backlash and neutralize. The realm is stable and the leader is looking at the peak of the city. He looked at the team and his inner growth was full, from weak to solidifying the overall situation. He walked this way, and was afraid of transforming power. His dream originated from the protection of his mother, and now he is close to him. The urban lights rekindled, the family was stable, and the Zongman alliance was first established. He said lightly, my team, the battle will be resolved. Tang Longjiao party decided, the demon alliance killed soldiers. Haozi, the base was expanded, wanting, the rules were stable, we will promote the Guangdan boiling technology. the final leader is right in front of us. Qihang was excited. Brother Hang, the story shows that the king of the demon alliance is come. The final disaster is coming. But we are ready. Yang Wanning shook hands. Go to the top together. Lin Feng bowed. Here, brother. The wind of the ruins rose, and the hidden thunderbolt was resurrected, and the leading light illuminated the road ahead. The new earth for the cultivation of immortality in the city was opened. The wind and sand in the northeast ruins stopped, and the ship station stood among the walls and walls, looking at the lights in the city far away, and my heart was as calm as the water. The power of the middle stage of the golden pill flows in the veins, the warmth of the elixir is still in the palm of the palm, and Tang Wang's cry seems to be still lingering in his ears. But the red light flashes on the system panel. There is a warning that the final backlash is on the back. The king of the demon alliance, Nine Nether Demon King, surrendered to the Jinan peak level, and led the army to the thousand-headed army. Tang Wang's side was in vain, and the joint forces launched the final rebellion. The ultimate disaster of heaven is gathered, and 99 and 81 thunder tribulations have threatened the whole city. Brother Hang, it's a bad thing. Qihang's voice came from the communication jade, and hurriedly carried a determination. The information shows that the Nine Nether Demon King came out from the deep underground and went straight to the center of the city. Tang Wang's dog swallowed the magic pill, approaching the early stage of the golden elixir, and hid behind the Demon King. The Black City is full of trouble. Their ambition plan is to borrow the Demon King from the city to destroy your elixir skills and restore the power of the elixir. The elder of the sect said that the elder will come to help themselves, but the heavenly tribulation is for you, and you have to rely on your own. Qihang took a deep breath, and the air was filled with heavy magic, sticking like ink, and the sky was thunder and clouds rolled around, and the silver snake danced. He turned around and said to the team, Howsy, the base is fully open to guard the weak points of the Demon King. The Joyo clan is afraid of the fire and yang. We will use the elixir to upgrade the explosion pill. Wanting, Lin Fengshue, go to the camp to fight with me. My mother and family are safe. The battle is over here, and everything is over. Yang Wanting his head, the white skirt was light in the wind. She held Qihang's hand, her eyes as bright as stars. Qihang, from the city to the end of the day, I believe you can break the disaster. The emotions are like this elixir, and it will be even more unrestrained after the fusion. Lin Feng and Zhao Lei bowed. Brother, let's be together to death. The city center building has become a war scene, with neon lights shattering and cracking on the ground like spider nets. Citizens evacuated early, and sirens scattered in the night sky. Qihang led his team to the high platform. The anti-tribulation pill was set in the buzzer, the quantum module interacted with the sect's spirit, and the blue light shone like a dragon. Suddenly, the earth shook, and a giant beast broke through the ground. The Nine Nether Demon King, with a body of 100 meters long, black as night, red eyes, and red golden Dan Rua peak, which was like a mountain collapse, followed by the 1,000 demons, and the shadow wolf and demon bear roared and rushed over. Tang Wang appeared from the shadow of the Demon King, his face twisted, and the demon pill made him breath violently. Qihang, boy. Your reversal has reached the head. The Demon King heard my order, destroy the city. Brothers of the cultivator, go and destroy the pill, and kill the city. The demon tide is like a sea of storms, the minions tear the air and the fishy wind blows. Lin Feng opened, and the rain broke out, killing dozens of demons. Zhao Lei network assisted, and the electric charred black magic skin. But the devil swept out with one claw, and the magic was like a fog-rotting spirit. Zhao Lei coughed up blood after retreating. Brother, this devil is too strong. Before starting the flight, the golden elixir was fully pressed. Little team, guard the edge. Wanting, the elixir is opened. Yang Wanting injected the water spirit power, the elixir exploded. The batch of exploding flame pills fell like rain, the small team swallowed it, the spirit violently exploded, and the rebellion was like a tiger. The battle is booming. The thunder and fire chain was launched, and thousands of stubs were like sky nets to cover the demon tide. A whip was pulled out, and the blue and red electric fire burned the shadow wolf pack, and the scorched slammed, Demon King, the ambition of the Demon Alliance, ended. The Demon King roared, the demon claws grabbed, the black air was like an arrow, and the opening body was avoided, the chain was reversed to the heart of the claws, the arc of the electric snails, the demon twitched and roared, humans, those who violate the heavenly way will die. Tang Wang rushed on, the demon claws grabbed the damn kung fu, boy, your technology will break me. But Qihang turned around and palmed, and the golden elixir was in full swing. The flame palm wrapped the flame elixir and hit Tang Wang's chest. Ambition? From the city to the sect, you are in a demon world, it's completely wrong. Tang Wang retreated, the demon pill shattered, vomiting blood and kneeling on the ground. Impossible. I swallow the demon pill, the golden elixir. You. The ultimate disaster of the heavenly Tao descended at this moment. The thunder clouds were like the sea of ink, and 81 golden thunders were smashed down like heavenly slabs. The first wave of 9 straits went straight to the air was burning, and the stone slabs on the square turned into ashes. Qihang's heartache, and the backlash was like stinging the dantian. From the weak and low self-esteem fear, rules are like prisons, I am punishing everything, why do I still eat? But Yang Wanting's voice was heard, start the flight, remember our path. Let's merge. Her water and sun power injected the elixir, and Qinhao controlled it remotely. Haozi base is completely locked, and the thunder guiding mode is opened. The system response, the golden finger is finally unlocked. The fusion of the sect plus sect will be reversed and the sea of spirit will be reversed. Qihang gritted his teeth, and his heart was as white as fire. From the mortals to the overlord today, we walked this way to protect our family, cities, and allies. Are the rules severe? Let's reshape it. He used all his skills, the elixir was extremely buzzing, and the alloy guided thunder like a dragon absorbed. The first wave of thunder tribulation collided, and the blue light flourished, and the golden rain fell, nourishing the whole scene. The team's spirits exploded, the forest wind blades were like dragons, scattering hundreds of demons, the Zhao Lei thunder network combined with the power of the heavenly tribulation, and the focal zombies were everywhere. The devil took advantage of the trouble and the magic weapon eroded the rain of spirit, but the pricking chain locked the belly, the weak yang fire was defeated, and a whip stabbed in, and the explosion pill detonated the inner body, roar. The devil blew the blood spray, the inner body fell, the elixir was automatically absorbed, and the resources were flooded in. Tang Wang saw that the victory was not good, so he summoned the cultivator to fight back. 20 golden elixirs Dharma treasures emerged, and the fire and earth magic light was like rain. Brothers, kill him. The city belongs to us. But the blessing of the golden elixir of the Qihang, and the realm was thrust into the late stage of the golden elixir, and the spirit was as stressed as the sky, the ambition of the cultivator. Crush. The thunder and fire chains turned into 10,000 strips, and one person pressed the entire field, and the whip was like electricity. The cultivator's Dharma treasure was shattered, and he was so angry that he shouted. A Jinman cultivator knelt down and said, "Give up your life. Tang Wang forced us to join the demonic destruction city, we are wrong." Qihang sneered, "Error? Open live broadcast to see how the cultivators in the whole city judged." Qinhao posted the tablet and broadcast it in real time, and the entire network exploded. Qihang is invincible. The alliance of casual cultivators is over. The second wave of thunder tribulation was smashed down 41 ways, and the Qihang Dantian was burning, but the spirit rain turned back and made him as stable as Mount Tai. With one palm, he faced the sky, and the thunder and fire palm turned into clouds. The way of heaven is over. The catastrophe cloud shook, and the thunder turned into rain. The Demon King's weakness was exposed. Qihang rushed up and the chain thrust into the heart, catch it. The Demon King's inner pill was broken, and his essence and blood were sucked into the elixir like a fog, and it transformed into the ultimate demon elixir in batches, and divided the team. Tang Wang's last attempt was grabbed by the demon claws, but the spirit of the ignorant was crushed and he stepped on his chest. "Tang Wang, for mocking my proposal to the world of demons, your ambition is destroyed." The golden elixir was burning, and Tang Wang's grave flew and smoked, and no future troubles dissipated. The battlefield is calm, the thunder and clouds are scattered, the spirit rain washes the city, and the building is like a new life. System ding-dong, dissolution of the robbery. The peak resource is full of gold fingers. The late stage of the realm of the golden pill is in the peak, and the centralized mode is permanently unblocked. Qihang stopped, looked at the smoke, and the team surrounded him. Lin Feng bowed. My brother, no enemy. The demon gang is invaded, and the scattered cultivator dies. Zhao Lei smiled. The heavenly tribulation turns into rain, and the sect is strange. Yang Wanting leaned on his arm, and the light flashed. Qihang, we have won. From the mysterious female cultivator to your companion, this emotion is full. The next morning, the city center square turned into a top-level ceremony, with high platforms standing in front of the sect, old people, scattered cultivators, and low-level cultivators gathered together. Neon lights rekindled, and the spirit was like a net-collapsed city. The white robe of the Qihang was put on, the elixir was placed in Taichung, and the spirit light flash was bulged. King Jianzi announced, Qihang, resolve the ultimate disaster, destroy the demon king, and lead the urban immortal cultivation world. Rules are reshaping, the integration of technology and spirit, guard the way of heaven without being rigid, and coexist with harmony. The whole scene shouted. Former opponents such as Li Zhe, Manager Wang, and Shaoli knelt down. Brother Qihang, I was blind before, but now I am convinced. A genius in proposals, a hero overlord. The pleasure climax was, the air show was unscrupulous, and the spirit was slapped out with one palm. The spirit was cremated into a dragon, the air was buzzing, and the shadows were crushed. The illusion of the former bully shattered. From a weak mortal to the overlord of the fairy path, I went against the enemy, to guard. The whole world admired and applauded like thunder. The black market lineman shouted, dank technology, promotion. The leader of the aviation division was thousands of years old. Chen Hao received the important task and took charge of the information base. Haozi, from the Iron Brother to the deputy division leader, it's great. Li Zhe's factory transferred the resource center, and the workers joined the alliance. After the ceremony, Qihang returned home, and his mother waited at her door. Her eyes roared, Hang, you have lost weight. You saved the city on the TV, and my mother is proud. Qihang hugged her, and her heart warmed. Mom, you have taught me to be patient since you were young, and now I protect everything. The family gathering is the starting point. Yang Wanting followed and said lightly, Auntie, I am Wanting, Hang's companion. The mother smiled and opened her flowers. Good child, live together. Chen Hao was very enthusiastic. Brother Hang, the base has been expanded to the whole city, and our friendship will be forever. Under the nightfall, the independent platform of the navigation is opened, looking at the harmonious city, the spiritual fence of the high-rise buildings, and dancing together with the cultivation of immortals in science and technology. My inner reflection began to arise. From the company's pocket to the awakening of the golden finger, I was indecisive and had countless disasters. If you are afraid of overcoming, you will become inferior and become more powerful. If you are full of reversals, you will be reshaped. Protecting family, cities, and allies, this immortal overlord is not conquest, but balance. It was as refreshing as the rain, washing away all the damage. From a weak mortal to a leader, I changed. The system panel fades away, the story is over. Growth of 100%. The urban lights are like stars, the wind is calm and the waves are calm, the air sails turn around with a smile, and the wife is in a state of turmoil, and the new year is in full swing.